Now whip it. Whip it good.
Hey everybody, it's another WIP Sundays. I got a few things I'm working on. I got the Abomination I'm working on. I'm going to try to finish him up tonight. Looks like I'm running solo for a little while tonight. And I got the Magic Square Light of Freedom, their version of Optimus Prime. I made some, when I got the reds, I love the reds on the one I got this, but I didn't like the blues, so I ended up painting the blues. And also the waist area. These pieces were translucent orange. Never was crazy about that. I wanted a more toon look. So I ended up painting those. And I was stripped those down and did another coat. And I just install these pieces right quick. And this one I need to touch up. Got something looks like it touched it while the paint's wet, so I'm going to wait to put that one on later, but I like that look a lot better. Turn down the glare. Get used to it. I was doing something new with the camera too. I turned the camera actually upside down, so I don't look like I'm upside down, but the camera looks like it's right side up. I don't need to flip it anymore. Nice smooth finish. And let me turn our lights back on. That is almost done. All right. We got Stream. Welcome.
What's going on?
Thanks for all joining that. We got a special treat tonight. Modesto is going to go through the process of dyeing figures.
Yeah, just so you guys get a good look at it, this is the one you're going to want. It's the more synthetic, and it's the graphite.
Yep. Gotcha.
So this is about a little less than half a bottle. I've already got this steeped up where I need it. So as you can see, it's on a low heat.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to go ahead, and over here are some of the pieces that I dyed previously. So it's like the Punisher's bazooka, whatever you want to call it, rocket launcher. Coulson's gun completely went out, came completely black, but it still retains some of that speckle, that like glitter effect on it. Still has it on it.
Yeah.
And your Domino Nerf guns came out completely black.
Oh, nice.
This is from that Wolverine and Ford 2-pack.
Yeah.
So that gun came out. The other one that Forge came out with. So that one's all black. Taskmaster belt came completely black. I removed the paint off the emblem there. So if you do have paint, like for, I mean, trying to dye this one, wherever there's black paint on it, that paint's still going to stay on it. So if you remove the paint, it'll all dye out complete. So it might just be a different shade of black from the paint to the actual blue.
Yeah, I've seen where they did Star-Lord,
Yeah.
the movie figure, and you can still see the whatever he had on his T-shirt.
Oh, the Tampa graph.
Yeah, you can still see that through, but it was dark. But yeah, you have to remove that, I guess, with paint remover before you do that. So
Yeah. And then, like I was saying last time, with certain plastics, how they just float to the top, you can see these guns will not go down.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So they're not really going to dye much. They're not going to retain. And like, this was one of the guns I tried dyeing. You're probably not going to be able to see it, but on the ridge line, that's all that dyed. So like the ridge lines, the seam lines, and then wherever the portions that they were connected before they clipped them off, those will dye, but everything else won't dye.
Huh.
So I think I'm going to come up with maybe like a mesh bag and like try to weigh it down, see if I can get those dyed up. But like for anything else, like essentially, you know, like this is the gun from that Winter Soldier. So as long as you drop it in and it sinks all the way to the bottom, that's what you want.
mm-hmm.
Cool.
So let me go ahead and, where's the damn dye at? Here it goes. So I'm going to throw this dye in there.
That Gobi Customs just join us. Welcome.
Yeah.
So as you can see,
And, we're going through a nice treat. Modesto is going through the dyeing process of dyeing figures.
Oh, sweet.
So I'm doing this isn't the Wendigo, it's the other guy that new guy just came out.
Zimu.
Yeah, so this is his body, so I'm gonna dye it. So now a lot of times they're not gonna go all the way down, so I'm just gonna have to weigh him down, but it'll dye. And dropping the morph now. I'm just gonna throw them in whole. I said best way to do it is you got to take them apart. I just didn't feel like taking them apart, so I'm gonna throw them in there. But you are gonna have to flex all the hinges at the elbows, the knees, all the pin areas, the neck, because whatever you don't move, it's not gonna die.
Oh.
And then some more legs for the Silver Samurai will go in there.
That white should dye pretty well, shouldn't it?
Oh yeah. And even like with the Silver Samurai, I had to weigh it down with something because like the upper torso didn't want to stay all the way down, so I had to like reconnect it. So and I got some hands, some Punisher hands, and Daredevil arms, and the Blizzard head. Just drop those all in there. And another leg for this is actually a Wendigo leg, so drop that in there. Normally you want to use a bigger pot, but I don't have the bigger pot today. But as you can see,
you're cooking figures in the pot.
Yeah. I just throw them all in. As you can see, it's already discoloring.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And so a lot of times, you want to monitor, keep stirring it up, making sure that it's not, staying at the bottom. Some of the pieces are going to float all the way to the bottom, and you just don't want to have. And of course, you also have to make sure that you clean up all the mold release agent off the figures as well. And then if you got super glue, like certain parts, like I dyed the Wild Child figure and that neck piece that was glued onto him, some of the glue, when they glued it, they put glue around the neck area and then like just above the chest area where they're putting it in. So all that area did not dye. So if you have any excess super glue that they use on there, make sure you get all that super glue off as well.
Gotcha. Yeah, they tend to. I've been running issues with figures here lately having excess glue.
Yeah, it's been a big problem too lately. It's like excess glue, even more so than excess paint.
Yep. Oh yeah, I got all kinds of defects. I got the latest batch of Thundercats Ultimates in this weekend, and I was just opening them up tonight, and whoo, I got some defects.
How those wings working out for you?
My Mum Ra had two lower legs, two left lower legs. Groom, they molded one of the hinges in crooked. So, and Tiger had all kinds of paint issues.
Yeah, that paint was nasty. Like, wow, for a Super 7 figure.
Somebody failed at QC.
Well, apparently it's a factory they're not using anymore too. It's that they had issues with that factory, so they moved everything else to another factory.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like the really high demand characters, they left at the crappy factory.
Seems like a legit idea.
You can see the legs already starting to dye up pretty good.
Oh wow.
The torso is going to take a little bit more poking and prodding. I think it's just there's too much at the bottom because it won't. It's going to float a bit. I should have probably attached the leg to give it a little more weight, so I might do that later. But I'll just keep holding it down.
It's pulling the color good though.
Oh yeah, it's starting to hold. It's already like a purplish hue. May not look purple on your end, but it looks pretty purple here.
Yeah, see how the softer, like the rubbery parts are taking faster, right?
Oh yeah, they're taking faster. And then like, where's that morph figure? So as you can see, the yellow on the morph figure, everything is already completely done already.
That's good, man. That's only been a few minutes.
Yeah, and usually I'll do this process for a good hour and a half, 2 hours max out, depending on how the results come out.
Now, have you seen it? You haven't seen any rub from it, have you? Like it doesn't come off at all. When it's in there, it's in there.
No, it's coming off. So long as, like I said last time, don't scuff up the figures. Wash them off with soap and water, but don't scuff them down with some sandpaper because it'll just for some reason every time you touch it or rub your finger against it, it's just like the dye comes off with it. It won't come completely off, but it'll get on your fingers and everything else.
Okay. And what all colors have you tried?
So far, just this one, but they do have about 8 to 10 colors. They got like a really cool royal blue that I want to try.
Okay.
I've seen green, gray.
hot pink, brown. They got a tan. They got quite a few.
I thought somebody took the McFarlane demon with the armored knight demon.
Yeah.
They dyed different pieces, different colors, and it turned out like his original colors, and it turned out beautiful. It did the skin tones, like I guess a brown or an orange or something like that to get the color better match to like where the demon should look. The armor in red and blue, and it.
Who's that? Etrigan?
The Etrigan, the demon.
Yeah.
I see. There's a silver samurai's leg.
Oh, it's already black.
Yeah, there's that portion right there that's going to bronze up. That's where the paint's at.
Yeah,
it's the actual mold, plastic.
The black and silver actually looks good together, though.
It does. Yeah. Did you try out those archangel wings I sent you yet?
I have not tried them out yet, but definitely gonna. I saw on the back where you said like the paint kind of got a little rough on the back, and then we'll smooth that down and hit with another coat of silver.
Yeah, I think what it was is like they put that styrofoam piece to protect the peg, but they put it on when the paint was still tacky.
Well, styrofoam will end up melting paint too if it's on there too long.
Okay, so maybe it was just from the process of them from point A to point B.
I found that out in the moving process. I was packing stuff up and packing peanuts around stuff.
Yeah.
So always, if you're going to box your loose figures up, put them in Ziploc bags first.
Okay. Yeah. Man, that's amazing. Styrofoam eating at the paint.
I've had carpet do that too. Just laying a figure on the carpet.
Really?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Like brand new carpet. I was setting stuff on the shelves and like I had stuff laid on there. I let it sit overnight. I picked it up. I was like, what the?
Yeah, I was trying. Maybe there's I thought I had a head cast I could dye. Let me see. Oh, actually, yeah, I got this head cast. This is for morph.
Oh yeah.
So eventually, want to do a morph with the like the animated style X-Men morph. But I bought 2 of these, so this is one of the other ones. The other one's gray. This one's pink. So I actually just dropped that in there.
Hey, question: does anybody have any problems with head casts cracking?
Never had that issue yet.
Okay, I received one of a Superman, and it's got cracks all up and down it. Like they're not big. And I was trying to figure out how to repair them.
Well, send me your address. I'll just send you another head. I did not make his one that's cracked. I will say. I finally made some really good castings of the what you call it, the Gary Frank style, like a new Krypton style Superman head. It looks like a Christopher Reeves. The head that I put on Dom Superman.
Yeah. Well, now, Jared, what I'm trying to con you into is a Hulk head for my Hulk figures.
I gotta get back into like fixing up Hulk heads. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what you guys think of that Baroness I cobbled together?
I like it.
Wow. It looked really good.
Yeah. I think it turned out really good.
Start flexing some of these joints on this thing here.
Oh, hey, Jared, I had to make it different.
I didn't get any of that. It was echo.
I had to make it different.
Something's going on with the audio.
Is it everybody or just some people?
Might be just me. How about
Are
now?
you ready?
Does anybody have the stream going on at the same time as like on YouTube as well as stream?
No.
I don't.
Okay.
There's that morph figure right here.
Oh. The echo's gone now.
So we're the original black paint on it. It's very faint, but I mean, you can just see the lining, and then it's like a lighter shade of black. So that's the morph figure already, and we haven't even been at it. What, like 15 minutes?
Oh yeah, that turned out great. Just a short amount of time.
Yeah, and you can see. Well, I mean, the joints right here, they're all black. So, but I'm gonna flex it. I don't know if you can see, there's blue in the joint.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, so you're always gonna want to flex the joints, and then of course on his peg right there, it's yellow.
Definitely want to flex the yellow ones.
Yeah. And okay, flex all these joints, and then the butterflies. Well, the butterflies died completely. I guess I don't have to worry about flexing the butterfly joints.
So this is what makes me want the shriek body in white so bad now, so we can just dye any color we want.
Yeah, no kidding, eh?
The shriek, but I don't know if we can dye it in white though.
Well, I was saying I like to get it in white.
Oh yeah, you can get it in white. This would dye it up really good.
What's the character's name with the Asian girl with the sword from Girls for Hire and Iron Fist?
Colleen Wing?
Yeah, Colleen Wing. She does the white costume, so they need to make a shriek body for her. Then we can just stock up on that one.
You know what? She really needs double jointed elbows because holding the sword or whatnot, right?
Yep.
She'll be using the shriek.
She'd be a perfect candidate to use that shriek body for.
Yeah. I think I've seen the shriek body used on a newer figure that just came out, a newer female body.
Siren.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's probably going to be the figure they're going to use for a while. They're going. Hasbro, man, they're going to recycle it until it die.
Oh, yeah. What's disappointing? They didn't use it for the Madam Hydra though.
Yeah.
They use it for the shield, the female shield agent, but not Madam Hydra in the same wave.
I know, eh?
So there's a Wendigo leg. So since it's a softer plastic, it's taken the dye really well. But that upper body is not taking the dye as well. I think it's just because of the plastic it's made from, but hopefully I can get the dye out. I could always re-dye it another day. Maybe I just need a few runs on it.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, man, it's still amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the soft plastic parts, they came out really black. And then where all the blue shading was, it's a different color. It's like a grayish color. So this is what this is looking like right now. So like this stuff is good. And that's where the paint's at. But I think a couple more runs on it, probably be able to get the dye up better.
Yeah, that's looking great.
I'll put that down.
I'm amazed how short amount of time it takes.
Yeah, and like I said, I let it steep in there for quite a while. I don't, figure the longer I let it steep in there, keep the plastic nice and soft, and it'll be fine. Yeah, so it's not a very tedious process. It's just, I probably should have stripped all the paint off the chest here because you can see it's like a different color right here than it is from here because this is more of that bronze color like I had with the Silver Samurai, but that came out darker because I dyed it for a few hours. So I think dyeing this for a few hours will probably get a bit of a darker coat on it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, got dye everywhere.
Again, thank you so much for showing us stuff.
Oh no, that's not a problem. I mean, because it was one of those things I was kind of on the fence about it. Oh, here's that pink morph head cast I just put in there. It's already completely blacked out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Resin must take a dye really well.
Yeah, the resins, they take it really, really well. Like this one was a pink one, so it came out, and it doesn't really have too much of that bronzing, but one of the other Wolverine head casts I put in there was a different color resin, and it had more of a bronze look to it. Let's see what else. Let's see if we can pull any of the small parts up out of here.
I see you wearing gloves.
Yeah, this stuff, man, I've gotten it in my hands. It was not fun. So yeah, it's that Daredevil arm. You can see where I have to bend the hinge there, but there's the original paint.
Mm-hmm.
So I always want to strip that paint down. And all the pins are dyed inside as well.
You know what though, like where the paint is there on that Daredevil, like the whole point, like I was thinking about doing this this dye process is basically for the joints. Like as long as the joints don't rub, you can always paint that over that that area there in black, right? Or match up, like even if you give it a quick coat of black paint afterwards, like I
Yeah.
think you worry about the joints rubbing, right? So
Yeah, the joints aren't going to rub because I mean, essentially they're just getting dyed because the joints are made of that softer plastic. So once it heats up, it's just going to soak that stuff up, and there's not going to be any rub.
exactly. So like I mean, even if you do got to give it a quick little coat of black afterwards, it really wouldn't matter. You don't have to worry about, as long as you don't have to worry about paint rub, you're good, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because that's always the case is paint rub. I hate paint rub.
Well, I just thought of something that's the bad thing about with the street body. If they did it in white, did that body in white, the elbow joints and the knees will be hard plastic.
Yep.
So they'll take dye differently.
So has anybody ever figured out how to take apart these pinless joints?
Nope. I haven't even attempted. I've seen a few people cut into them or pull them apart, and it's just like one solid piece.
Yeah,
Oh, so it's actually injection molded like that then.
Yeah.
They put the joint into the mold before they run the softer plastic, and then the softer plastic is injected around it.
Yep.
Okay.
So there's no way to take them out without cutting the stem, and it gets injected inside the piece.
Okay. Well,
White. This was the all white trigger finger hand.
Oh,
It's
wow.
already completely blacked out, and so yeah, have to turn the pin. So drop it back in there so I can dye out the rest of the side. This is actually going a lot faster than it did before. I'm shocked.
And it's
Oh,
on
yeah.
live. It's on live YouTube too. Usually, when you're live, we mess up.
Exactly. I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be apologizing left and right.
Jared, would you prefer a round? Since I got to make, like I said, I had to make you a new one. So I've got two bases. One of them I'm partially done with. The other one, I've got the groundwork on it. Would you prefer a round base or a square base? If you, I hear, I'll show it. If you look down here in my little corner, I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow, can you even see? You can't see mine, can you?
Hold on a second. I'll put this back in.
I'll show you real quick.
There we go.
So I've got the rounded one.
Gotcha.
And then I've got this square one that Baroness and Storm Shadow are sitting on. Can you see it? Or
Yeah.
I've got that square one that I've started building pillars on.
I like the square one. Well,
Yeah,
I
square one,
like
okay.
them both. They're both
Which
great.
one would you prefer, though? Which one would you prefer, though?
That's a hard decision.
They can both fit up to 3 figures. Well, actually, I think the round one can fit 3. The square one can fit 2 comfortably. 3 with some finagling.
Let's go square.
All right. Whee! Check that out here.
Just so you guys can see, here's one of those I dyed last time.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take the exact. I'm gonna scrape at it, and this is the Wild Child thing. So as you can see, hold on, I'm sorry, it's not coming off at all.
No.
Oh yeah, it's soaked right in there.
Yeah,
that goes right into the material. So
exactly. For the softer plastics, it's gonna go right in. It's pretty much it's there. It's not going anywhere. The harder plastics probably a little bit have to be a little bit more careful with the harder plastics, like the body shell right here and these pieces, because they are harder. I think these are probably more PVC or ABT plastic.
And where'd you pick that die up at, man? Is it Walmart or?
I got it at Michael's. They sell it at Michael's. Select Walmart's do it. Blick art stores, Hobby Lobby, they all sell it.
And it's got to be the synthetic.
Yeah, it has to be the synthetic, and for the black, it has to be the graphite.
Graphite. Okay. Right.
So-
Okay. Gotcha.
So
Yeah, it's
graphite dyes black.
Yeah, because that's the black. Because they have another one. It's like a frost gray, which I kind of want to try as well.
About how much is a bottle?
$5.49.
I'll go pick up some tomorrow.
just remember, it's got to be the dye more.
Yeah, it has to be Rit Dymore. Yeah, synthetic.
Rit dye more synthetics. Okay.
Yeah, because they have the same exact bottles, but it's if it doesn't have synthetic underneath the Dymore, don't get it.
Okay.
Because it won't work.
That's just for like materials and stuff.
Yeah, just fabrics, because this one does polyester, nylon, and then acrylics as well. But for some reason, it holds to the plastics as well, probably because it adheres to acrylic.
Have you tried ABS plastic at all?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Because I think so. Because I think most of the Marvel Legends are made out of PVC and ABT.
Yeah. I know ABS is kind of funky. That's why I'm wondering, man. That stuff. I love working with ABS, but I don't know how that would work with that.
Yeah, I mean, only one way to find out.
True.
You got an extra piece of that stuff laying around, just go ahead and dump it in there.
I've seen some guys use this same dye for like oh geez, one guy had a big tub. I forget what he was doing now. It was a big piece of plastic. I seen another guy do a remote control car, the frame. He just dumped it right in and he dyed it with this stuff. So I'm thinking that it takes all different types of plastics, but again, it all depends on the process. If you're doing it long enough, like Modesto said, like if you do it long enough and you're doing the process right, it's got to be low heat for a long time. I have a feeling that it'll pretty much dye anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like, I'll show you the heat that I got it on. I mean, that's about as high as I keep the heat right there.
Okay.
It's basically like a simmer.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, we lost him.
My man's over here slow roasting figures.
He got dropped. Okay. Well, hopefully he back. I don't know if the internet dropped or something happened.
The suspense is killing us.
No.
I won't be able to hang out too late tonight, guys. As you know, it's Mother's Day, and I want to live.
I understand.
Yeah, you don't want to be in the doghouse, buddy.
Nah.
Here in he's trying to get reconnected. Not yet. And Dagobi Customs thought I forgot about him.
I did, man.
I wasn't invited. Just check your chat.
I thought I was unloved, man.
There's always love in the house, buddy.
Yes, sir.
I gotta finish this bearing this up. While we're waiting, because like I said, I ain't got too much time. Can you see her?
Yeah, man. You know what? I like exactly what you said yesterday. You got tired of waiting, and I know exactly what you mean.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You got the next release of her is going to be the Walmart exclusive one, and good luck finding that.
Yeah,
I was lucky enough to get the pre-order on for the retro card Walmart one.
Mm-hmm.
He's having issues connecting.
I got tired of Storm Shadow too, the white one. So I got a shirtless Storm Shadow for right now made.
Oh, he's coming. We got 2 versions of him coming.
Yep,
that's what's up. So I guess I'll paint him red and make him a generic ninja then.
There you go.
Oh, dye him. Take the arms off.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And dye the torso.
The red Rashikage. Correct, sir. Thank you.
That one's got butterfly joints, don't it?
It does. Yeah, it's the what is it? Not Shang. Yeah, Shang-Chi, the original Shang-Chi body.
Well, you can pop those arms out and dye the torso whatever color you want.
Okay, yeah, because I took the Shang-Chi body and I mounted it with the these the Mandarin, the movie Mandarin's legs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I've got the movie Storm Shadow's head, movie Storm Shadow's hands. But I've got interchangeable hands that I've done. But I did notice something about this thing. So it has the cut where the boot should be for boot cut to turn, but they put a square peg in there for some reason.
Square peg.
Look.
That is weird.
So you can't turn the boot.
What?
Yeah.
That is.
He has the boot cut.
What's the purpose of having that then?
I don't know. So
weird.
I don't know what to do. So I'm thinking about grinding it off and putting a screw through it.
What you could do is take a. Oh, he's freezing up too. You're freezing up too. What's going on with the internet?
Who, me or Hulk Smash?
You did for a second.
Huh.
Because the internet's like not wanting to behave tonight.
I guess not.
There we go.
And the Baroness recipe is not that hard either.
We gotta get Hulk Smash working on stuff. He can't just sit here and chill out with us and
I know, man.
not be working on stuff.
All I see is
Excuse me, I'm
dark.
enjoying the show.
I see nothing but darkness, man. I want to see this guy. I hear him. I've never seen him.
You got my Facebook. You can see my ugly mug anytime you want.
Wow.
I'm sitting there trying to figure out how to make the guest be the big picture. I can do solo layouts. Picture layout. I need to take some time to learn StreamYard.
Oh, by the way, I did get my Instagram up and running. That ain't loaded much to it yet.
Oh, nice.
I took that awesome picture you made me, and it is my face for right now.
Man, I hate to. He can't get booted back in. We saw you trying to reconnect, and it just kept not wanting to connect back to us. I had an issue with a mobile connecting to StreamYard one time. I know it's like cliche, but I rebooted my mobile device, and then I was able to get back in the StreamYard. So that might help you, Modesto. We'll be watching for you. Oh, you want to try to get back in?
Yeah, give it a minute. Probably try again in a bit. It'll probably happen.
Now I can do my little rant on Super 7.
Uh-oh.
I got my Mumra, Groom, Tigra, and Palmyra in this weekend. My Groom, I opened them up first. I've seen people were having issues with him, and I had something, and with mine, I haven't seen anybody else have. They installed when they were doing the pinless joints, they didn't have the pin lined up right when they injected molded the rest of the leg. So that is crooked as all get out. I actually had to trim this material out just to even get the joint to move.
Dang.
And it's still, it's, I don't know if you can see, I'm trying to turn, it is crooked as all get out. I contacted Big Bad Toy Store, see if I can get a replacement leg or what. And even bigger disappointment, one of the things I was looking for more than anything, Mumra. The ever living. 2 left lower legs.
Wow.
How'd they get past QC?
You can see the L on both legs. I was sitting there, as soon as I took out the package, that's got 2 left lower legs. Because the curve kicks out instead of in on the shin. You can see the curve here. And it's like, what the hell?
I'll tell you exactly how that happened. You see how the feet are the correct. You got at least the feet are correct there, right?
Yeah, they
You know
got left right feet.
Yeah, it was the end of a day, and the person was putting that last figure together, and they realized that they ran out of the right lower leg part, but they did have the right foot, and they just said, you know what, forget it, just put on the left one, put on the right foot, and then call it a day. That's exactly what happened.
Hey, Kenny Potter. Oh, thank you much. I loved how that Sergeant Slaughter turned out too. And I'm actually glad we're actually making another one, a official slaughter too, because I got so many questions. People want me to make them Sergeant Slaughters. It's like, heavy artillery slaughters are not easy to come by. I just happened to order 2 when I ordered mine. But this is really stinks. I actually have a second one from a different retailer. It's sitting in my pile of loot at the Chosen Prime stash at the Chosen Prime. But I'm hoping I can get I don't need another figure. I just want. I don't want them to give me another figure. I just want another leg.
I don't know. Big Bad Toy Store is pretty good about replacing stuff, though. So they might actually end up sending you another one.
Yeah. Then I'll end up with a. I don't know what. Well, I guess from a distance it's fine. I got OCD, so that's all I see is that curved leg curved the wrong way.
Oh yeah. You're never gonna rest easy, buddy. I already know you.
So hopefully my other one I got from Chosen Prime's gonna be fine. I sent some pictures. I emailed Big Bag Toy Store and sent pictures too, and I was like, man.
Send them a photo of cup. Fix me.
Yeah. I was like, the Mumra looks great otherwise.
Hey guys, did you know that Stan Lee is a character in Masters Universe?
Yes, sir. Standor.
I heard about that. Yeah.
I actually have him on the shelf over here.
That is amazing.
The
Come on, man. That guy got around. The best was in what movie was it where he was talking to the Watchers?
Oh yeah, I remember that. I can't remember which one. But yeah, I know. Yeah.
Kenny Potter. I hate the single joints on Super 7, especially the big Mumra that almost ruined it. Yeah, the single joints, they're very limited.
I don't remember which movie that was. That was a funny one.
He's
They're
actually
like,
got,
yeah.
and well, there's something too with the Mumra too. Loose wrist. I've seen nothing good here.
These figures are expensive, am I right? Like I've
Yeah,
never.
this is the last of their. They've did a price increase since these came out. Pre-orders for these were Mumra was 60. The other figures were 45. Now they're 55 standard figures, and like Mumra would be considered like the Monstar from Silverhawks. Size, he's quite a bit bigger than the rest of the figures. Well, I don't have his legs on. He's the size of Groom, just about.
Oh wow.
Well, he's nearly as big as the Abomination Bath.
Yeah, when are we going to talk about that?
Well, that's what I'm going to get ready to get back to work on here in a minute.
You know, the suspense is killing me there, eh?
Oh yeah.
Hey, bomb.
I don't have much left on the Abomination. I got paint the claws on the left hand, the spikes, and the spikes and the claws on the left leg. Let's go ahead and pop that off. I did the paint the trunks blue, 2 different shades of blue. I did dry brush some dark blue, then a little bit brighter blue, but both of them are still a darker blue. I painted the buckles a shinier black. I left the straps on the belt the regular color, which works out great. Detailed the head sculpt. I keep wanting to turn it upside down while I keep forgetting I fixed the camera where I'm right side up now. And yeah, Modesto still trying to connect. Got the head painted up. That's the head casting. I started to paint last week, and it just wasn't taking paint well, so I had to prime it up. And I used greens. These are pretty close when they dry. It's a Tester's dark green. It's like a military style green. Oh, we lost a doubt. We're losing everybody tonight. Yeah, 64 pieces for them to be too high. Yeah, they're getting overpriced.
Well, okay, first of all, they're overpriced, but second of all, look at the quality control. You figure that it'd be a hell of a lot better.
Oh, when they change factories, the new factory is a lot better because the Sly figure was good.
Yeah.
And What other figure was? I've opened up Monkey, and I've heard he's really good. I got him over there. I need to check him. But these two greens are pretty similar. Like if you're wanting a replacement for the dark green, military green testers, this Castilian green from Citadel, pretty darn close. But you look at the bottles, well, this looks a lot darker. The testers always dries darker than what it comes out.
Yeah.
That's one thing about Citadel. It pretty well dries the color you see in the bottle.
Well, we were talking last week about. Well, we've been talking a couple of weeks now about washes and dry brushing.
Mm-hmm.
And I know last week you mentioned the only problem with that is whatever the last bits of these testers paints that you got, you don't really want to waste too much, and dry brush does waste paint, right?
Yeah, dry brush does waste a lot of paint.
See, I know you use, like the testers and whatnot, but have you ever tried dry brushing with the cheaper craft paints?
I haven't tried with the craft paints. I did use some of that. Is there a difference between Testers paints and Model Masters brand? Well, the Model Masters is and their regular acrylics, they're similar in paint. Just you get the bigger bottles with the Model Masters, of course. Model Masters is no more. Rust-Oleum hates testers for some reason, yet they bought the company and doing their best to shut down everything with testers. But the type of paint, so if you can find regular testers acrylics, it works just the same. You just don't have the color selection like Model Masters had. That's the big thing with losing Model Masters is all the great different shades of colors you had to choice from with Model Master. Nobody else seems to have that big selection of colors, at least I've found so far.
I know a lot of people talk about
Citadel has a lot of colors, but they're expensive.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of people talk about Vallejo as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've never used it, but a lot of people talk like highly about that. Have you ever used Vallejo?
I have. I own the Sergeant Slaughter. It's the skin tones. I bought their skin tone variety pack. I was able to match the skin tones for that.
Mm-hmm. But I was talking about the cheaper craft paints.
There he's back.
Yeah, sorry, man. I had to run for a sec.
Oh, no. I was worried. Where are you? Somebody might have killed you on here on Mother's Day.
Oh, no. I'm good. Like I said, I had to run for just a second.
So, yeah, like the... at least if you use the cheaper stuff for dry brushing, you don't have to worry about wasting too much.
That's a good idea. I got some upstairs. I bought some for a project I was working on.
Yeah.
I did that custom, what do you call those things? Funko Pops. I made that little cute dragon for a lady I work with for her sister for a present.
Yeah.
And I used it. I watered it down and used it in my airbrush to get a little nice even coat. And it turned out really nice.
Yeah, and I use it especially for dry brushing. And you know what? It has never, ever given me a problem.
That's definitely worth checking out because it's inexpensive too.
No, which one is that?
Yeah, it's like $1. Any those dollar, you can buy them at dollar stores. You can buy them at Walmart. Just cheap acrylic paints for dry brushing.
They're like a little squirt bottle. You got to thin them down. You put their.
Yeah, I use a little bit of water and alcohol to thin mine so it'll dry faster. Because if not, sometimes I got some that takes all day to dry.
Hey,
welcome back, sir.
Man, I don't know, the link on Instagram, for some reason, it was like the browser won't let your mic and camera go to your settings. I went to my settings, everything was fine. So through here, it worked better for some reason.
It's technology.
Yeah, so this is all the stuff that came out so far. So that's the morph body.
Oh, wow.
And there's the leg for Wendigo. Let me see. Rotate the pin. Yeah. So
I was thinking, it's like I was needing one of those bodies. I was thinking, like, I need one of those bodies in all black. Now I can't remember why I needed it.
yeah. Well, the upper body you'd have to paint like that, so you have to match up the paint to the die. But I mean, on the average, I mean, it wouldn't be hard. Use a flat black and it should be fine.
Yeah.
And there's those hands for can't remember. It's one of those snake guys. That purple and yellow guy came with one of the waves.
What's his name?
Is that Constrictor?
Cottonmouth?
Yeah, Cottonmouth, yeah. And then here's that foot for the one to go. And as you can see right here, it's a little bit bluer. That's where that powder blue was on it. So since I didn't take the paint off, it's still going to come up. But I mean, you could just go over that with some paint and knock it out. So I'm going to try doing this thing again. I'm going to let it steep in there a little bit longer, see how much darker I can get it or not.
Cool.
Even if you get that what's it called, that spatula, that spoon there, just to hold it down under the water.
Yeah, I might even connect the damn leg to it and see if that'll hold it down. Because I mean, the harder plastics always die a little bit differently, but we'll see how it goes. So there you go. Hopefully that dies up pretty good here soon. So you guys have any questions on this or no?
No.
Actually, I just had one. Basically, there was more water in the pot than dye, right?
Yeah, because I had the water about almost a half an inch off the top, and then there was about a bottle left of this, and I use about half of what was in here, so I only use a half of a bottle, so it doesn't take a whole lot to dye stuff.
So I guess it's safe to say about 75% water, 25% dye, or less.
Yeah, you could do 75-25 or 70-30. I'd say I did about 75-25 on this run.
Yeah, because I know some people were saying do 50-50, and I'm thinking that's a lot of dye for like.
It's a lot of dye, and I mean a little bit of this stuff goes a long way.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I mean,
what we were talking
That's
about.
a good idea too. Like what you prepped your station too, put the aluminum foil down and everything, keep from getting it all over your countertop.
Yeah, I got yelled at by the missus last time. I got a couple speckles. I missed it, and they dyed up the counter.
Oh boy!
And just like that, he was never heard from again.
Hey,
Luckily, I made up for it.
Jared, remember that GIF I sent you about that?
Can't remember.
I said I want to use the dye, but I want to get maybe like a hot plate to do it in another area of the house.
Oh
like
yeah,
maybe the garage or the basement. I said because if I get any dye on the stove or counter, and then I sent you. You remember those African guys?
Oh, the dancing guys,
funeral dance, yeah,
carrying the coffin.
I know that'll be me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would recommend trying to find a station where you're not going to impede and get the little lady mad.
Oh, that's why I was saying I'm probably gonna invest in like a hot plate for like $20 at Walmart or Amazon.
Yeah,
You know, to plug it in anywhere. If you want to do it in the garage, as long as you got an outlet, you're good.
and here's that blizzard head, so you can see where it still has the blue paint or the white paint that was on top of it.
Yeah.
So that actually would have came out pretty cool, but I had already scuffed it up like previously because I was going to do something with it and I never did it. So if it would have had all the initial paint, it would have actually been pretty cool looking. I'm just going to throw these in some water, get the rest of the dye out of them, whatever residues in the joints.
Yeah, so you could just soak that in water, right? You don't have to worry about soap and water after that.
No, I just soak them in water just that way and just flex the joints a little bit. So if there's any more dye in there, it just kind of gets out and goes into the water. The water's already starting to tinge up a little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't end up dripping somewhere else, like on your clothes or whatnot.
Yeah, clothes, counter, anywhere. Don't want to go in anywhere. All right, sit there for a second. So yeah, I'm gonna see once maybe I can find like some fodder for like a white figure. See if I can do a red one.
Yeah. Try out the different colors. I've seen a guy use a couple different colors in a video. So yeah, see that dye that you have in the pot there. I've seen people talk about they'll end up putting it in a bottle once it's cooled off in a jar,
Yeah.
And then they'll end up just using that and not even diluting because it's actually just straight up ready to use, right? Because you've already added the water to the dye, so
Right.
or the dye.
And then, you know, every now and again, you may just have to add a little bit more water to it, just because, you know, it's all the water's going to boil down eventually.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming out a little bit darker. All right, just put that on it. Hopefully it helps dye it up.
Looking amazing, good sir. Looking amazing. So, gentlemen, what figure you guys looking forward to the most?
Well, I was looking forward to my Mumra, but having 2 left legs.
Leave it in the past, Jared. Leave it in the past, buddy. It's over with. We've gone too far.
I'm actually looking forward to Storm Shadow.
Yeah, the Storm.
Yeah.
The the new Sergeant Slaughter, the actual official one,
Yeah, I just saw that.
and the retro carded Gung Ho. I like the looks of it.
Now, wasn't the Storm Shadow supposed to be out already?
He showed up some places. I think the official release date is July, but some places got early shipments.
I still got mine on pre-order.
And then I wonder how many people is going to keep their pre-order of the regular card at one, because they announced they're going to do a retro card at one for Walmart that's more Sunbow inspired.
All right, gentlemen, I hate to part ways with you. It's been a wonderful stream. I'll continue supporting you from the shadows. But before I get drugged to the shadows, I gotta go.
All right.
Not bad.
You guys have a nice night.
And
See you, man.
you're always welcome here. I ain't going to forget about you.
Thank you, buddy. Later.
Later.
Take care.
I'm working on painting on the Abomination. I'm getting out all the spikes right now.
Are you gonna jump on that Outback, the Tiger Force Outback?
Yeah, I'm actually getting the Tiger Force Outback, and I wish it was the. Yeah, thinks they're getting the Tiger Force before the regular releases.
Yeah.
You know they're going to re-release them either in a retro card or standard release in regular colors.
Yep. They're gonna do it. It'll be a complete repaint for the original scheme, and then people buy them all up.
Makes me wonder if they don't start going to like a store exclusive model for all of them, since they got Walmart retro cards now. The regular one ended up being a Walmart regular color, ended up being a Walmart exclusive retro card.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't put it past Hasbro.
Yeah.
Because it's weird that Sergeant Slaughter is going to be a fan channel exclusive.
Really?
Yep. So he's not going to be at Target and Walmart normally. Makes me think. I don't know if you remember way back when Slaughter was first came to G.I. Joe, he was a metal figure.
Yeah. Yeah. The proof of purchase stamps and all the other stuff you had to put in for it.
Yeah, and it had like the green tank top with USA and G.I. Joe down the strap leg, the side of his pants.
Yep.
I wonder if that's going to be that color scheme going to hit Walmart as a retro card exclusive.
Yeah, I don't trust that anymore because you know what? How many people bought these Build-A-Figures, or they ended up buying a whole wave of figures they don't want just for a Build-A-Figure, and then they end up on a retro card for less money.
Yeah.
You
know, like, I mean, it's so frustrating, right?
I personally, if they give us more accessories, and I have no problem them dropping the Build-A-Figure thing out of the waves, as long as you give us more hands and maybe some effects pieces.
Yeah.
Just drop the whole Build-A-Figure and just release the Build-A-Figure as a deluxe figure.
It'd make more sense just to go deluxe, and just like you said, more accessories. It would make way more sense instead of just, buying a bunch of figures that we don't need.
Well, that's the whole thing. They want you to spend the money, right?
How many of us don't collect some of us don't collect the MCU, some of us don't collect the comic book,
Yeah.
and the way they're all mixed anymore.
Yeah, I'm strictly comic book on the X-Men side. That's all I really collect. That's like 95% of my collection. But I think the only wave that I really didn't care for was the one that came with the damn, what's that big guy? Professor X and Magneto combo.
Oh, Onslaught.
Onslaught. Yeah, the Onslaught wave was terrible.
Yeah.
Well, there was barely any. It wasn't even X-Men in that way, right?
I think there was Kitty Pryde.
Well, she came with an
Oh, no, she came in
later
a-
wave. She
yeah.
came with the extra head to make it Onslaught.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think there was any because
It was originally called
in America and
It was what's her name? Agent Carter, the white one, Agent 13.
yeah, Sharon Carter. Yeah.
Oh, it froze up.
Oh, hello.
let's put my yeah, and it was stupid because it came with that red with the red skull head, and I wasn't a big fan of that.
Yeah, that's one that in the comics they killed off the Xavier, and the Red Skull like took his brain or something other and got his powers.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Though you released Onslaught, but it wasn't even supposed to be Onslaught. It was supposed to be Red Skull's version of Onslaught. So they didn't
Yeah.
have no. I don't think there was any X-Men in that way. If I'm mistaken, I don't remember. But
Later on, when they did I think it was it the Juggernaut wave when they gave Kitty Pryde an extra head for Onslaught to
yeah,
over in Onslaught.
yep.
well, you figure, right? How many people wanted that Onslaught the first time around with Toy Biz? They wanted this version of him, not the one that Toy Biz gave us.
Oh,
Right?
the
Like,
Beetle version.
Yeah, that was another form of his. But what I'm saying though is like, so you finally, after all these years, you release the Onslaught that people wanted, and you make it Red Skull.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, I know
Well,
it's just, but
They caught a lot of hell for that. That's probably why they released the head.
yeah, it's-
Yeah. It's,
Okay. Yeah, so it's Captain America, Agent Carter, Mockingbird, Taskmaster, that Snake guy again, the Whirlwind, and damn it, Scourge.
so it's an Avengers wave with the Avengers villains.
Yeah,
So like, I mean, I guess yeah, because of Red Skull, but
yeah.
don't
I
know.
only kept the two guys. I only kept Taskmaster because I liked him, and then Scourge because he used to be that one guy that used to look like Wolverine but had the Daredevil style costume. Demolition Man?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
D-Man. Yeah, so that's him in that costume.
Yeah. Of course, he's technically not on a big enough body for their net version of Scourge.
Yeah, the D-Man, he's a lot bigger than that.
Yeah, D-Man was a big dude.
Oh, yeah, he was. Wait, what the hell happened? Oh, there we are. It's popping out of windows. I couldn't find you guys. I could hear you.
Your picture went real dark.
Oh, I stepped outside for a cigarette real quick, so I just got my finger over the camera because I mean, there's not much to see out here. It's pitch black.
Oh, I just went share on what StreamYard acting up.
No, just my finger. Glad this weather's finally starting to break.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be like I know our temperature up here in Canada sounds different, but it's gonna be in the late 20s by the end of the week. Which
Yeah,
is,
end of the week we're hitting
what that-
70s and 80s.
This is working on this Abomination. This is kind of a misstep for Hasbro as well. When they did Shang-Chi, he should have got re-released up with an updated head and paint job. Take the Gamerverse body, they could easily turn it into the movie Abomination from Shang-Chi.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
But they didn't do that.
Well, he still has a little bit of the look from the Incredible Hulk movie, but I'm glad they made him look more comic based, right? Like with the head.
Mm-hmm. Of course, I haven't made it that far into Shang-Chi yet. It's like, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
It was
Third watch
okay.
is like, I'm bored.
It wasn't too bad. Like, I mean, I watched it. It's, yeah, I guess it was funny at times. That's basically what kept me going.
I wish they would have went with like they didn't have to spend that much money on a Shang-Chi movie. They could have done. He's more like he's a street level like superhero. He worked with MI6 like bring down his father's crime organization. Like they could have done like more like a James Bond and like Born Identity type stuff instead of magic super dragons and making his dad the Mandarin instead of Fu Manchu. What was his dad in the comics' name? Fu Manchu?
I think it was Fu Manchu. It's been so long. That was what, late 70s, early 80s?
Yeah. His father is immortal, but he's not the Mandarin.
Yeah, they just can't get the Mandarin right in these movies.
Yeah, they're afraid of like doing like a racial stereotype for Mandarin.
Oh yeah, it's starting to darken up a bit more. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, it's standing up. Yeah, it's starting to darken up a bit more. It's gonna have to, yeah, certain pieces you're gonna have to let steep up a little more. Probably still gonna have to shoot it with some black, but that's okay.
All right.
No problem.
These are all done here.
Yeah, those things took nicely.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's hard to see. I don't know if you can see where the original paints are. Let me see if I can dry them off a little bit better. Maybe you'll be able to see if I get in closer. I mean, it's faint, but it's in there, the original paint. It's just really hard to see it on the chest area.
Yeah, but you know what though? Like I said, a coat of black over that.
Yeah, but even at a distance, you can't tell. It just looks completely blacked out.
Well, I couldn't even tell from close up. I guess you'd have to actually see it in hand to
Yeah.
see what you're talking about. But yeah, right now it looks completely black to me.
Yeah, I mean, the yellow took real nice because these are all yellow and the boots were yellow. The boots dyed up real good.
You get the pins are all through at the ankle there.
Yeah, ankle joints are all done up. Let me turn it real quick. Yeah, ankle pins are all done up too. Normally I would take the shoes off, but I was being lazy today. Well, there's a little yellow right there, but I could always just dump that back in the pot.
If anybody's looking to paint these spikes on the Abomination that they didn't paint, I found Tester's wood color, Model Master's wood, is a perfect match for them.
Oh, nice.
Have you guys tried that Turbo Dork paint yet or no?
No, I haven't tried it yet.
I've seen some pretty good results. It's got a real nice metallic sheen to it. You can get different variations on the color, so it's a color shift paint essentially.
More of Rust-Oleum's hate on Tester to try to shut the brand down.
Yeah.
The middle of this month, they're doubling the price.
I heard you say that the other day. I was like, geez, that's ridiculous. I think you were doing a custom on painting up that Abomination. You had made mention that they're doubling up the prices just to get rid of the stock.
Yeah.
They just must have like a hate on for Testers. It's like, why'd you buy the company if you don't want them to exist?
Maybe the owners had a spat.
Because this has been the standard for hobby paints forever.
Yeah, I like how that Punisher launcher came out really nice.
Oh yeah, I'm tempted. I got the boots off the Venomized Captain America.
Yeah.
And I was putting on a Punisher, and they're slightly blue. So I was thinking about that might be a good candidate to dye black.
Yeah.
They're like really dark blue, which I really surprised me when they announced the U.S. Agent coming out, and they're doing classic boots because they tooled up those boots for that Venomized Captain America for some reason. I figured it's going to be for a modern U.S. Agent.
Yeah.
But they didn't use them for that.
It's kind of disappointing though. the U.S. agent just doesn't look right.
Yeah, they need another body that's smaller than the Hyperion mold, but bigger than the Captain America body.
Yeah.
For characters like John Walker.
Yeah, that new Vulcan mold, that's a nice mold, but it's too small still.
Yeah. The Warpath body's nice, but it's the Warpath Omega Red body.
Yeah.
It's nice, but it's too big for John Walker.
Yeah,
What
it
are
is.
I can't picture the figure in my head. I know I have got a picture of it somewhere. What are they using for him?
For the U.S. agent.
Yeah, the upcoming one.
Yeah, they're basically using the Captain America body.
Oh, from that.
Is that the Vintage Wave one? The one where they painted on the scales?
I think so. Let's see. I'll try to pull it up on here. Try to see. Well, I don't. I did not think to bring my glasses downstairs, and my regular glasses for distance. I stare at my screen here I keep it fucking my laptop far away so I don't get paint and stuff on it.
Let's see.
Where are you at? There you are. And we will share a screen. There we go. Yeah, it's just the standard bigger build is where we were talking about that body. It's just slightly, it's bigger than normal, like the Bucky Cap, but it's not big enough for John Walker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
needs a little more height on it too. That looks like the Captain America mold, same one that I was talking about.
It's the same. It's like the Walgreens Punisher too.
Yeah.
Punisher.
You know what? I'm not a fan of those Buccaneer boots and gloves. I'd rather they went modern. But then again, I know a lot of people like the classic look.
What's let's see what I got here. What sucks? They have boots that will make him taller.
Yeah.
Should we go with like what that Ultimate Cap boots or just like the lace-up ones? I think those will look better on it.
These are here. Lace-up boots.
Yeah.
These fit like the regular legs, or they don't fit the Buccaneer legs, but they got a weird peg system on those Buccaneer boots. But if you put these on the regular legs for that body, it makes them slightly taller too.
Yeah.
Even though these boots are longer here, side by side, but with the lower leg, the standard lower leg, it makes them slightly taller, which works out great when you put them next to Captain America. Because I actually made a modern U.S. agent using a body the Walgreens Punisher back several years ago, 2 or 3 years ago or more. But yeah, for the modern look, this body works okay. But for a classic, no. They should have went with a new body. We need a new body. Something bigger than this, smaller than the Hyperion. So I'm staring a picture like y'all can see what I'm talking about. Let's see. Cheers.
Wish we could get Yeah, they don't have a really good medium-sized body for it.
No, this
Either too large or too
it's.
small.
I'm not going to complain for people that's. We've been needing a upgrade at John Walker because the Bucky Cap one was awful.
Yeah, I still have that one, but until they can find some way, or either that or I have to kit bash it or something just to make it better.
Yeah, he's too small. John Walker is bigger than Cap.
Yeah, because he's like what, 6'7", 6'8"?
6'5" ish, I think. Then Cap is 6'3".
Cap 6'8". Yeah, okay, because he is a couple inches taller. I wasn't sure how much taller.
So it don't need to be huge like a Hyperion or something like that, but just something in between. We need more body selections, especially if they're going to start charging us so much for figures. We need more body choices.
Yeah. Well, here's that, so you guys can see.
Yep.
That's after about almost a good hour and 9 minutes worth of dyeing. So it's bronzed up. So you would just have to go over this with a black, with like a flat black.
Yeah.
And that's where all the blue highlight paint was at. But the plastic, the soft plastics, they dyed up really well.
You can take, if you don't have an airbrush, you can take like a tester.
Yeah.
Not tester.
So you have to get in there as well. Probably have to flip this thing upside down so that way it dye underneath it.
Sam Duggan, John Walker, 6'4", 270 pounds. So
6'4". Yeah, but considering it's not too bad, you can just go over this with some black paint.
Mm-hmm. Grab some Tamiya lacquer and a rattle can if you don't have an airbrush. Just spritz it and good to go.
Oh yeah. Well, they're not all going to be winners, but at least you can get it on a darker base, and that way you can just work with what you got.
Very cool.
That's all the pieces.
You know what I'm wondering though?
Huh?
I'm wondering if you were to go over the blue highlighted area with like an acetone or like the paint remover. I'm wondering if that would help the dyeing process.
You mean after or prior?
Before, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it would. Or that stuff that he uses all the time that Jared uses, that Super Clean, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you strip it down, you won't have any problems because you just get it down to the plastic itself, and it'll make it easier for the dyeing process.
Yeah, this stuff right here too, the Winsor Newton.
Oh, that stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
But all in all, it's not too bad.
No, not at all. A little bit of paint and it's good.
Yeah, because like on this one, you can see where I was shaving down the seam line straight down there, and you can see the paint's not there. So it dyed right through, as well as right there, you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, we're only, it's 9:12. We started at about 8, so that's not too bad. It's only an hour process, and normally I take a 2-3 hour process on this stuff, and this stuff dyed up a lot faster than it normally would.
This is something I found. It's kind of a must when working with Tamiya paints. Get you some Tamiya thinner.
It came out pretty good. I like that. Just got to dry it all off.
All that water, you can see all the excess dye in there, right?
Oh yeah, it's all right there. That came off of the bath part because all that ink and water was inside of the joint, so I had to let it seep out.
Yeah.
But yeah, this stuff is still pitch black. Like you said, probably reusing it's going to be the best bet on it.
Oh yeah.
And only because it was about right here, so it boiled down a bit, but you still got plenty. So like on the next run, if you just put it away in a container and then came through, all you got to do is just add a little bit more water to it and then maybe a little more dye, because this was just less than half, and I used half of what was in here.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, once that stuff cools off, you can probably just put it right back in the bottle.
Oh yeah. Get like a big container, like a big glass jar container or something, and throw it in there.
Make sure you don't want anybody thinking it's something else.
Well, luckily it's just me, my daughter and my girl, and they stay away from my stuff, so I'm pretty good. Keep it on a high shelf anyway. I usually keep all the dyes and everything above the fridge and the cabinet, so nobody gets to it with me.
Yeah.
Good call, keeping it out of reach. That'd make a mess if it hit the floor or anything.
Man, yeah, it goes in the cabinet, it goes up there. Nobody else can reach it, and I have to get a step stool on the average just to reach it down myself.
I'm 6'2", so I can reach through about anything. So
Yeah.
I got tickled. I was on a collector group. Somebody found 2 figures they were looking for. They were on the top shelf, and he was complaining because he couldn't reach them. I was like, why?
See, here's one of those guns where it just died, like right here at the seam. That's the only thing that died on this gun when I had it in the water. So these are one of those that float to the very top. It's only that little. It is. I think it's just dependent on the plastic. Because like I said, you just want to do a float test. Drop it in some regular water. If it sinks to the bottom, you should be good. But like with the bath part pieces, it's not a bad idea to actually keep the legs connected to it. That way it weighs it down a bit more.
Well, those things are going to be floating because they're hollow on the inside, right? So the air is always going to make it float. So.
Yeah, so they'll float. Because like even with the Silver Samurai, it was floating the torso piece, and then I connected the torso to the lower abdomen, and then it stayed down.
Yeah. Hey, Jared.
Yeah.
You see what you're doing right now with the claws. Yesterday, you sent me a picture of the was it the right foot, and it had just the black paint on it. It looks good with just the shiny black too, eh?
Yeah.
It doesn't look good, but I know after you added the bone color detail, it looks amazing with the black seeping behind it. But
they look good solid
cool.
black too.
Yeah, it looks cool in black.
I would debate about leaving them black. I thought, well, I like how this wood color matches the bone spikes pretty well.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
So I figured just go ahead, make it kind of gives it like a kind of nod to both of the previous baths too, because the SDC one has the bone colored claws, and the bath has black claws.
Yeah.
So I got both on this one.
I know, but I like what you did though. I saw with the claw how you left like it almost looks like black. The black is sort of like the veiny part behind the nail.
But are you kidding me? I did something stupid.
What happened?
I laid this over there, on top of this, and it had like brush cleaner on it. I got a little bit of paper towel stuck to the chest. I lost some of the paint on the chest. Crap.
Is it fixable?
Yeah, it's fixable. I got to dry brush some more on it. Use up some more of my precious paint.
So what paint, Jared, do you think would be good for like skin tones?
I tried out the Vallejo like skin coat variety pack.
Yeah.
Those seem to work pretty good. My favorite will always be testers, but those are still hard to get.
Yeah, because I'm thinking of switching out my head for the one that came with the body for what's
That
his
makes
name?
more sense. The smiling, grinning head.
Yeah, so I got this one off of eBay for about $15. So I just want to match up the paint pretty good since he does have some exposed skin on the arms and whatnot. But yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that smirking grin thing.
Yeah, I was like, it's Legion. He should be like manic looking crazy.
Yeah, this guy did a really good job with the facial expressions.
Yeah, it does look cool.
Yeah, it's got a texture on the top, so it's not like it's all flat and whatnot. And I mean, it's got all the ridging on the hairline or whatnot. So it came out really good. It was a clean sculpt, no cracks, no nothing.
Was it like a resin 3D print? Then you cast them?
No, it's not even a 3D print. It's just regular resin. But however, he must have had one of those pots to keep the air bubbles from getting in and everything. But it came out real smooth.
That's the only thing I'm liking right now is a pressure pot. I bought the vacuum chamber for making the molds, which helps a lot.
Yep.
But to really get super clean castings, you need a pressure pot and slow set resin.
See, there's my extra set I had, so that's why. And this one, luckily, for some reason, only a little bit on the bottom right there. You can see where the paint came up on it.
Yep.
You don't really notice that it's up against the back, though, right? That part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never had anything other than their official figures. I never had any of their customs. I really appreciate that.
Oh yeah, that's like the only thing I got from him.
Well, their figures used to go sell for like insane. Their customs.
Oh yeah, I've seen some of their work. It stuff's pretty good. I figured I'd get something out of them, but I got lucky because the first time I purchased them was for that initial Archangel with the wrong color scheme.
Yeah.
And then when they came out with the new one, I was like, oh crap. I was like, I'm gonna need a set of wings for both, so that's why I got them both. But then I really don't plan on displaying eventually once we purchase our home. I'm not planning on displaying the other Archangel. I'm just gonna play in the new one, the deluxe card one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's already died out. Missed a couple of spots on a couple pieces, so I had to go back in. I only had them in the pot for like 4 or 5 minutes and already completely died out the pin already.
Nice.
You know what? You just you speaking of Archangel there, and then you're back at that pot. You just kind of gave me an idea. The original one came. They also made the SDC exclusive SDCC. Which one? The X-Force one.
Oh yeah.
And that's kind of the one that I wanted back then. But obviously, I wasn't going to SDCC, and I wasn't going to pay aftermarket prices. So I ended up just getting the purple and blue one. I think it's the colors.
Yeah, it's purple and blue. Yeah, you could probably dye them up and then get that blue section black, and then that purple paint will still be highlighted from this ink, and you can probably go over it in silver.
And yeah, it might even be closer to a silver color when it's over and done with.
Yeah, I think that'll actually work.
Yeah, you know what? That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Because I have him displayed with my X-Force right now. And he's obviously the wrong color, but now that I thought about that, because I guess the purple, the purple paint is he cast in purple plastic or blue plastic?
Blue plastic, I think. But I've actually got them over here. Give me a sec. I'll go scoop them up.
Either way, the majority color is going to be dyed in black because it's obviously casted in that plastic, and the highlighted one I can like you said, go over it with silver.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it's that dark blue plastic. So that should take the ink really well, the dye really well, and then those highlighted painted purple spots, those will still be prominent, so you could just go over those in silver.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Wow, that just gave me a great idea.
Gives you like a natural template to go by.
Exactly.
That's true. I think I might do it myself too. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that as much as I wanted it, I'm not paying $450 for the box.
Especially since they released the other characters by themselves, right?
Yeah, and that Psylocke is terrible.
Oh yeah.
I'd have to replace her with but they don't have an X-Force Psylocke, do they?
No.
Oh yeah, they do. They brought it out for the Nimrod box set, which I have.
Oh, yeah, her too. Yeah.
which is the more I think about all these like really athletic characters, like on the old outdated bodies, like much as I hate rebuying figures, they make it on a Shriek style like body. I'd rebuy her.
You know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the same thing. I think I'm probably gonna dye that Archangel and then from the right silver paint and then go over it. Might go with Tamiya silver because they got a pretty nice silver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, their silver is beautiful if you can airbrush.
That's what I got to try next is airbrushing. That's going to be my next step. I mean, because I do artwork, I paint, I sketch and stuff like that. And my girlfriend's an artist as well, so she paints that. But the one thing we don't do is airbrush, and something I want to do. So I think I'm going to start small and get one of those little rinky-dink like cake decorator ones.
Yeah,
Start testing off of
people
that,
really
and
good
then
at that.
eventually go to a compressor one because I found some pretty good ones on Amazon, and they're running like $150 for a full kit with the compressor and all to $200.
A friend of mine hooked me up with his old airbrush he bought when he was young, and it's an older one. It don't have like the pressure regulator on the compressor, and it's like so I bought a regulator. Just I need to install it and upgrade it because without it, it don't really put enough pressure out.
Right.
Pressure. It don't have like the storage tank either. It's just a straight up compressor, so it needs that little regulator.
Right.
But
I'm pretty sure you could buy the pieces and just slap them on probably and mod it.
it works good though. It's like definitely it's so much better than trying to. I've brush painted everything so much, and it's like, but when you get to do like airbrushing,
Yeah.
so much cleaner. Fast Freddy is like his stuff is amazing.
What was that?
The customizer of Fast Freddy.
I
And
have to check them out.
his paintwork is just phenomenal.
He's like a pioneer in the industry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
He makes like custom motorcycles and stuff too.
Oh,
stuff. And he does like photorealistic like airbrushing. Like,
did you see his Conan?
yes, that thing was awesome.
I got a little sneak of his next project.
So what's he going to be working on next?
Lou Ferrigno Hulk.
Oh, nice.
I just saw the outline of it. Oh wow, it's
Oh yeah, I remember if you said that. I remember that seeing that outline now. I couldn't remember who did it. It was Freddie.
But yeah, you know what? The thing we're talking about, Fast Freddy there, he basically, I guess a lot of people who are customizing now saw his, like everyone sort of like guys who've been into it for a little while now, like me and Jared, like we kind of like had those guys as role models when it comes to this. You know what I mean? It's like we saw their work, and it was the time I saw these guys posting customs, it made me want to customize. You know what I mean? So it's like,
right. Maybe it was you know, I think it was. I have to say it was Glenn Webb.
Mm-hmm.
You know, once I started watching his stuff, and you know, I was like, you know, there's so many cool things you can do with these figures. So then I was like, I used to do modeling with clay and stuff back in the day when I was in high school and art class and stuff, but I never really got into it heavy. And I was like, well, you know, I've got the ability to do it. Let me just try it out. And I started doing it. And I even did a custom of myself.
Oh, cool.
And it was a quick, easy thing. I took the Colson body because since I used to work at the Art Institute of Chicago for 7 years as the security site manager. So I was like always in a suit. So then I took the Colson head, shaved the hair down, put a beard on him. So then I just created my own custom.
oh, cool.
Yeah. Just and this is all milliput.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. So I just got to take this off and just repaint it like red or black or something. I'm not a big fan of the blue.
I did one of myself too, like based off of my wedding pictures.
Yeah. And this is off of my work pictures, which should add some gray on there now since I'm starting to gray up pretty good. And then
excuse to do some dry brushing.
yeah, did this Dakin, but it's just a Wolverine body. But I painted up all the tattoos on the arm and then put the Wolverine claws from that 3 love triangle pack.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But hopefully we get another body because I'm hoping they issue out a new body for Dakin because like they're drawing them really big in the comics now over on Krakoa Island.
Oh, is he around? Is he around again in the comics?
Oh yeah, because like with the X-Men, they're all on. Remember like Krakoa, the island that in the old comics where they went to the island, it was like the live island, and the X-Men sent in the new squad to rescue the old squad type deal. Well, they're all living on it now.
Oh,
They're-
okay.
The X-Men are basically immortal now too, aren't they?
Yeah, because they had Professor X had Forge do a backup of everybody's like brain waves and their DNA and everything else. So you can bring them back, and they got like the 5, which Hope Summers is one of them. And anytime an X-Men dies or a mutant dies, they just go in there, they hatch a new egg, and they come out, and they'll have whatever memories they want them to have or not have, but they'll remember everything up until they died, or if it was a really traumatic experience, they can just erase that from their minds.
It
It's
was
like
bad
a-
enough when comics death had no meaning in comics. Now it truly has no meaning.
Yeah. I mean, it's nuts. I mean, it's a good read, but they're starting to get a little. The one bad thing I stopped reading X-Men comics is because there was too many titles to jump in on.
Yeah.
And they're starting to do it all over again.
Well, they thin them down because they were trying to kill the X-Men when the Fox had the rights to the X-Men, so they just try to ruin the comics for a while.
Oh, they did it because I mean, there was like I don't know, 20 or 25 different titles plus crossovers. I was like, I can't keep up with this. It's like I'm not even gonna bother. So I went to this new format. It was fine because they had just like one format, and I just get the graphic novels that way. I get every single issue in each volume. But yeah, essentially they're like drug dealers. They got like the healing drugs and everything else. Professor X is kind of dark now.
Yeah, I saw him and Magneto and Apocalypse are all buddies now.
Everybody, man, like they got this thing called the Quiet Council. So Apocalypse is on it. Emma Frost's on it. Professor X, the Jean Grey, Scott Summers, Nightcrawler. They just brought Colossus onto it, like, I think the end of last year. Mr. Sinister is on the Quiet Council. Mystique is on the Quiet Council, and they're all like the head members.
Okay, so like I mean, basically, they're all in cahoots now.
Oh yeah, but I mean, there's so much internal strife going on. It's insane. And then like Kitty Pryde turns out that she's not really a mutant. She's more like a godlike person because they have these flowers that they plant, these plants they plant, and they're portal gates. So mutants can walk in and out of Krakoa to wherever they want, and they'll plant these plants all around the world. So they have like portal gates that they can just like walk through. If you're not a mutant, you can't walk through.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden she tried to walk through and she couldn't walk through, and like she broke her nose or something. And then so she wasn't allowed back on the island. And I don't have all the volumes there because I'm still like backtracking, trying to buy all the volumes. But essentially she's technically not a mutant. She's more like a god. It's really weird.
Yeah, that sounds weird. It's like changed. It's like I don't know. For legal reasons, when they try to make it easier to use Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch in the MCU before they got the rights back to them.
Yeah.
They made them Inhumans.
Yeah. Which I wasn't a big fan of, and then
they're not anymore again now, are they? Aren't they?
No, I don't think they're still mutants because I still think that they're like metahumans where they were enhanced.
This is something that's really cool. I've seen the Customs by Matthew post a tutorial on this.
Yeah.
You got these older like female torsos with just a ball peg on top. And there's no movement. Yeah. He transplants a ball peg from a newer figure. He just lopped that off, hollowed it out, and drilled in like a round cavity using a round bit. It gives you a lot of range. And I did it with the Enchantress torso, which is the originally used for the Scarlet Witch in the Odin Build-A-Figure wave.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They had the same ball peg on top. And I had this in my parts bin, this ball peg, and that worked great. So you can grab one of these extra heads I got here. So nice, you can look up, down, rock side to side. lot of range of movement in that now.
Yeah, I hate those older style pegs though.
So like, when I put it on this one, can't look it up at all.
Yeah.
Down just a tiny bit and a little bit of tilt from side to side, but being on that double ball peg. So you got the smaller ball peg on the bottom and bigger on top.
See, they should sell stuff like the ball pegs like that. You know, they
I
probably
think actually, I think this is a casting that I might have got from Casting Cave years ago. Because it seemed like it had like a sprue mark on top where it's been casted.
Mm-hmm.
It's different material too. I sand it down, make it a little 50 Marble Legends a little better.
That's actually pretty cool.
I think it's the same type of ball peg that they use in the newer Legends.
Yeah.
Such a great fix for the. Also, these older torsos are sculpted so much better
Yeah, they are.
for the female figures, but they just don't have the neck articulation. But doing that, you can get tons of movement. It wasn't that hard. I just lopped it off and took a drill bit and I went down to the depth I wanted, then took that round spherical bit, and there you go. Modern style double ball peg.
I think I saw on eBay somebody selling them. They might have been cast or something, or it might have been from one of those other figures that utilizes those kind of like expansion packs where you can have extras just in case they break.
Yeah. I'm going to be using the Enchantress head. I actually took the hair off and had a big hole in the forehead, so I was sculpting that. It's going to be my another Ultraverse character, Electrocute from the Strangers. So I'm going to use the Shriek arms.
Oh, I like DCU attempt as a hard case.
Definitely got him on the list. And found he's one of the ones I wish they made that bigger body for, in between Hyperion and, because he was big, but he wasn't Hyperion big.
I wonder if like the DC line has a body that would fit that still has a Marvel Legends style articulation.
No,
because depending on the run, some of them run a little bit smaller, some of them are a little bit taller, but the bodies are kind of, they have that medium build on some of those on the DC line.
I found that.
I just thought of one body that would work for hard case. Just a second, I'll be right back, and y'all chit chat for a second.
Yeah, I noticed that when they did those DC. I thought when they was it DC Collectibles started doing the Marvel Legends style bodies, everybody got excited. But then after the first few runs, those things were so tiny.
Yeah, that's the problem with them. They don't scale well. You know, it seems like every run they do, it's like, you know, taller, shorter, you know, wider. It's not a good fit.
Yeah,
they can't come in together the line.
The first couple of waves were actual true 6-inch, I guess. So they were shorter than Legends, and then they went back to like right in the middle of, well, actually a couple of waves in, they go right back to 7 inches again.
Yeah.
Yes,
the nakeds.
Oh yeah, that'd probably be perfect.
This is a perfect size for hard case.
Yeah, because that's like a medium body that, you know, the Marvel Legends should actually be producing. Only disadvantage is you don't have that thigh cut.
Yep.
Maybe you can mod it up and find some thicker thighs and put them on there, and might still work.
Well, I might go with this. Actually, the lower body on that Captain America style figure might work with this torso.
It might, depending on how big the waist and the torso are compared to the Marvel Legends one.
That's true.
And it would shorten it just that little bit that you need too.
Yeah. Just be closer to a 6-inch price, you know, because I mean, how tall is hard case? He's about what, 6'2"?
I can't remember. They drill them different heights a lot too, so that's one of the things hard. Sometimes he'd be just about on par with Prime, and other times he's a regular sized guy.
Yeah, it's been years since I saw that, but last I was on one of your very first streams, you were talking, there was a streaming on Tubi, so I went and watched the whole damn first season.
Yeah. It's actually a lot better show than I remembered. Of course, I think the only time I always saw it was on the I got the second one for that reason. Which one? You got. Oh, we missed. Kenny was going out. I'm sorry. I'm chat just like all of a sudden popped up with like all kinds of comments. I'm sorry, guys. Everybody watching.
Figure.
U.S. agent was planning on making a custom as hell the ultimate cat boots. Yep, those are good boots.
Yeah.
Happy Sunday. This has become the Sunday night routine. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm enjoying this. I haven't stopped customizing right now. I'm just waiting for make sure this dries, and I'll do the lighter color on the nails. On the claws, I got the arm done, and let's see. How often do you take part out and never die? Oh, this is for you, Modesto.
Oh, what's up? What do you ask?
How often do you take part out? I've never dyed a figure before, and been thinking about it.
Well, I only take them out periodically just to move the joint pegs around and whatnot, but usually the better part of an hour is going to be what I'm going to, on the average, as you guys saw, it only took about an hour, but normally I like a 2-3 hour process. But, take them out, look at them. If you like what it's looking like, take it out. If not, throw it back in so it can get a little bit darker, with the exception of like, those torso pieces or anything that's painted, you're going to have to strip down. So.
Cool.
Also, don't forget to move the figures around a lot.
Oh yeah, you got to move them around because you don't want them sticking to the pot.
And flex the joints. About every half hour you can flex the joint.
Well, I don't know. I guess it's all dependent on the joints, because I didn't prep any of the joints like the pegs. Normally I'll shave them down a little bit, but I didn't do that with these, and these dyed up real fast. So I'd say, like every 30 minutes I would like rotate the pegs.
Yeah, I wouldn't shave down the joints. You don't need to.
No. And it's going to have a different look to it. It's going to have a different texture, different look if you shave them down. It's going to have a real dry, coarse look to it.
No, all you got to do is flex them just so the dye gets to the parts that are hidden, right? But
exactly, yeah. And as with the softer plastics, once it starts heating up, it gets so pliable that you can actually maneuver those pegs a little bit further to make sure that the dye goes all the way in.
Yeah, but even if you take apart the figure at the parts that are easy to pop off, it'll help you out even more so if you really want to do it.
Yeah. Because I've had no problems. You can even like completely take apart all the figures, and you can even throw the pegs themselves in the dye, and they'll completely dye all the way through, even without any kind of prep or shaving or anything. So long as you scrub them down with some soapy water, you're good.
That's something that I thought about when I was thinking about getting into dyeing figures. If you did want to take apart the figures, and you have to, move them around so they don't stick to the bottom. One thing that I was thinking about is getting maybe like one of those mesh type seats.
Yeah, I thought about that too. The colanders.
Yeah.
Because I saw them on Amazon. They sell them in like 3-packs, 4-packs, multiple sizes, so you can fit it to whatever pot you're using.
Yeah, and that way there you can move the figure. The figure won't be touching the bottom of the pot.
Yeah, and the mesh is going to get hot, but it's not going to get hot enough to melt anything.
No, and even if, like I said, even if you're just moving it around in there, you don't have to worry about digging around that pot afterwards for
exactly.
Right?
Yeah, because like on the average with the pins, it's a pain in the ass to find them. So once I turn the water off, I just keep stirring, and once it's cool enough, I'll just go in there with make sure you got a glove on. And it's a bit hot, but you'll find the pegs and pull them out. So that's the only bad process, is trying to find those tiny pieces in the pot.
So that's why if you have like little guns and stuff, or knives or whatever that you're dyeing, or little, like you said, like those little
the joint pins.
Yeah, all you can do is keep those like in like a sifter or a sieve or whatever they call those things, colander, and that way there you know where they are at all times.
Exactly. Yeah, because I was looking at that. I put it on my list for Amazon, but I'll probably purchase those once I get a bigger pot, because I want to get a way bigger pot. That way I can throw more stuff in there and then put that in there, so that way I don't have to worry about it actually touching the base bottom.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can get yourself a huge pot, and you don't have to fill it up all the way, really. You just at least you have room to maneuver around in there, right?
Yeah, because like on the average, this one guy I watched, he does a bigger pot than this one, but this is probably the size I'd be looking at getting, like something like this. So pretty big pot. Can't remember how many gallons this thing is, but it's a monster. So, but this guy I was seeing, he had one that was twice as tall as this, and he was like filling it up with water and ink, and then or the dye, and then throwing like multiple figures in there.
Yeah.
I seem like the was great about the synthetic dye. I remember like people doing it back in the day. They were using the old dye, but they had to make it work. They used acetone.
No thanks.
Mixing with it. And it's like acetone and heat. I don't want to do that.
Acetone, heat, plastics. That's just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, this stuff you don't got to worry about. It's spot on, man. It's and it lasts a long time because I had this bottle probably for a good 6 months before I even attempted it because I wanted to do my research and I was looking at articles and then watching other people doing videos, and everybody had different methods on how to do it, how to heat it, and everything else. So then I just came up with my own version. Like I'm just keeping it on the lowest heat possible.
Seemed to work.
Yeah.
Seemed to work great. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, you saw I was like an hour and 9 minutes in, and we already had everything pretty much dyed up.
Yeah, I bought my dye already like months ago, and I've been doing the same thing. I'm researching different ways to do it, and like I said, I need to get myself one of those hot plates that way because I'm not using the stove or counter, because there's no way I'm gonna if I get anything, any dye anywhere, I don't want to hear the outcome of that.
Yeah, I got chastised.
If we don't hear from Dom again, we know he used the stove in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's not recommended because like I was constantly keeping an eye on stuff, and like I was like, oh crap, I got some on the counter, and I had like an SOS pad and stuff out, and I'm just like scrubbing it down real fast when it was starting to dry, and it came up, but I guess I missed a couple spots, and she was like, you got it on my cutting board, and I was like, oh, damn it, and it's wood, so
Well,
a couple of spots on the wood cutting board.
Just for anybody who's watching who's thinking about this, you are not going to be able to use the pot or any utensils that you're using with the dye for food again. So
Exactly. I mean, it cleans up really well, and some people might be on the impression that, oh, I cleaned it because like I scrubbed this thing down and you can't see any ink in it, but it's embedded in the metal.
Yeah, so anybody watching, if you plan on doing it, make sure you get yourself a pot and whatever spoon or whatever that you're never going to use again, because once you use it for the dye, you're not putting anything else in there.
Nope. And the good thing about these dyes is once you clean it out of these pots, it's not going to stick on there. So if you want to use a red dye the next day, it's fine. You can use a yellow dye. You can use a blue dye. The dyes aren't going to mix into each other.
That's right. As long as you're not using it for anything that you're gonna eat.
Yep. You're good. I mean, unless I don't know, who knows, somebody will make it, cooking food in the ink pot challenge. Who knows? Somebody's gonna have to do it.
Yeah, no, we're not encouraging that on the channel.
Not at all.
No, we don't do Tide Pods or cooking eating
I don't know. Kids are just weird these days. I don't get what all these challenges are for.
They got nothing better to do.
I challenge you to be sane, rational people.
Well, see, the thing is, I think with today, the kids, everything is technology based. It's like when we were kids, we went out and we played. We never stayed home, so we didn't have to eat Tide Pods and everything else. We were always occupied doing something.
And we didn't have to worry about our mental health.
Yeah. Yeah, mental health wasn't even a thing growing up as a kid.
Last time I went to the doctor, it's like it's just the standard routine thing. They start asking me stuff like, what was it, like depression and stuff like that because of the coof. Just don't say the whole word because you two don't like that.
Yeah.
The other C word.
Yeah.
I was like, are you happy with? Are you finding pleasure in the things that you used to do before? It's like before this and that. What?
Yeah. Okay.
I came here to just get my thyroid checked. I went a blood test to get my thyroid levels checked because my sister's she's had thyroid cancer and it's hereditary, so you want to get that if that's running in the family, get checked.
Right.
But I'm not a medical professional. I'm not giving you medical advice. So that's not what it is. But I'm just saying that's what I did. Rules on YouTube.
Man, these came out really good. I like that leg came out really nice on that.
Heck yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, it's got a nice shine on here, and then when you get down here, it's a little more dull. But it's actually got a decent little shine to it too.
Yeah, I saw somebody did the. Remember the Jared, that Ultron figure, the way it came out after the dye.
Oh yeah. Where it's painted silver, it turned out like a almost like chrome.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They dyed it?
They dyed the silver painted figure. I forget what color they used.
I wonder if it's that because there's like a something frost. I wonder if they use that dye.
I think it was black, wasn't it? That they used.
I can't remember what it was, but it looked like it was chrome when it got done.
No, it wasn't because the dye. I guess. I guess they must have some type of finish on Ultron because it was dyed. It almost looked like a graphite color. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I know.
Maybe there's different ratios. You can mix stuff and get different results.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, unless you cut it down with something too. I mean, I'm wondering. I'm gonna have to see if I can find that video because I'm curious now as to what he actually used. Because I know there's like a frost. I think it's called the frost gray, which I'm kind of interested in as well. I want to see how that dyes up. And then it got like a royal blue, and it got like a sky blue. So they got a few colors I'm interested in. They got a pretty decent red because I always wanted to do the original. Captain Britain when he first came out, his first outfit, it was all red with the mask.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do that one. So actually, let me see how many colors they got. Now I'm curious again.
I know they got red, gray, blue, green.
Red synthetic. There's a red. There's a yellow. Let me see, red synthetic dye.
I think the yellow is what they used on like the they got into like the Etrigan.
Yeah.
The skin tones look better because it's real pale on the McFarlane figure.
So they got the royal purple. They've got a apricot orange. They got the chocolate brown, daffodil yellow, Kentucky sky, which is like a powder blue, frost gray. That's the one I was wondering if he used. Super pink, racing red, peacock green, and there's a couple other ones in here I didn't bring up. Let me see. What is that? And I got to zoom in. Sandstone, which I wonder if that would be good for a skin tone for dyeing.
Well, I know. Didn't James Roseborough? Didn't he? No, not him. It was it Brian Sons from Onyx? There, didn't he do some Hulk? Some dyes on the Hulk head casts?
I can't remember. I see some. I got so many feeds I can't keep up with them all.
I think back quite a while back, he dyed some Hulk heads in green. Remember how he was?
He might have, because that green looks pretty green. That synthetic green, that forest green or whatever it is, it looks pretty like a darker green. But depending on the color of the plastic you're using, it might come out almost the exact same color you need it to be.
Well, no, he did the cast resin. So,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he.
Oh, so he dyed the casting itself during the process?
No, once he was done. He just casted. He had head casts laying around, and he decided to dye them green rather than painting them to see how they came out.
Right.
And, came out pretty good, but like you said, it's probably a little bit too dark for the Hulk. And I know Hulk's drawn in a lot of different green shades, but You know what? I think it would be good if you had like Hulk head casts, you dyed them that dark green. It'd be easier just to go over with a lighter green to dry brush. So add some some depth to the head cast, right?
Yeah, that'll make some of the features pop out more if you do a dry brushing on them.
Yeah.
So
That's what I was thinking exactly. It's like, well, dark green would be perfect for dry brushing, lighter green over top.
Oh yeah. Yeah, everything's dyed up. I just got to figure out what to do with it all.
With that, I had something pop in my head. Use one of those bodies for. It's like the other day. It's like that'd be perfect for that character. Now I cannot remember who I was thinking about. Getting old. Can't remember things too well.
Yeah, I know. It's unfortunate aspect of getting old.
Well, that'd be great for that character. Who was I talking about?
I can't remember the character. Yeah.
Let's see.
Those are good.
Gonna have to go back on the stream later on and view it if we can't remember.
Yeah.
We're talking about the U.S. agent, right?
Wasn't the U.S. agent one I was thinking about for like that body, because that's a smaller body than the one they're using for the U.S. agent.
And I know it's not for the hard case.
No, the hard case is definitely. I think one of those naked bodies would be a good candidate for hard case.
Yeah, it's a nice medium build body, because I don't know why they don't have a medium build for Marvel Legends, or either because I know they got like 4 sizes
too. It matches the Legends really well too.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what figure was. No, it's not the Archangel, because that's just the dye process we were talking about, dyeing it black. Man, I can't think of it now. Maybe it was when I was like bumped out of the feed. Maybe, I don't know.
Now I'm looking forward to. At least I know I can have an X-Force Archangel now.
Yep.
Yeah.
It just popped into my head while you were doing that, and you're talking about Archangel. I'm like, oh wow, it'll be perfect.
Yeah, didn't even cross my mind until you said it. It's an excellent idea.
Oh, while I'm thinking about it, I never do mention it on any of my videos. I do have a Teespring store. So.
Teespring store?
Yep. So I got some shirts with like my custom Prime.
Oh, cool.
Why are you not found? Why is not?
More like you had a store.
Did somebody just nuke my store? Let's see. There it is. I went in Photoshop and took all the articulation seams out, and made like a really cool picture of like my Final Form Prime custom.
That looks wicked.
And also made these like a Fall Guy inspired. It's like Collector Express.
You know, you showed me all these so long ago, but you never actually told me that you were making T-shirts for them. Like,
Oh yeah.
I know you're probably making them for yourself, but
When it did the same thing with Sludge, took all the articulation seams out of that one, reproduced the logos in Photoshop.
Cool. I like those.
And
So yeah, do that hot plate deal, because take a look right here. See it on the wood board?
oh jeez.
Yeah, so I got reamed out for that.
Oh, I thought that was a new one. I was gonna say you better run.
Oh no, I mean, she forgave me. She kind of yelled at me, and then it was all over.
I got this. I got some of my artwork on here too. Like I painted this in Photoshop years ago for a class assignment.
Is that like off of that early run from Toy Biz days style Marvel? one?
Actually, it was an assignment on a Photoshop class, and so I picked a Bowen statue as a reference,
Yeah.
and painted them up, and thought it turned out pretty good. And it's like, heck, that's my artwork. I'll stick it on a shirt.
Sweet.
I got some Collector Express logos. I had like some customs on there stuff. I got the classic logo, and I got another logo I just set up. And I got all kind of like swag on here if anybody interested in like being part of the Collector Express.
Sweet. Yeah, send me a link.
Yeah, will do. I'll just drop it in the copy in our chat.
Sweet. Let's see. I can just put it on my board here. Where the hell am I?
I consider Collector Express kind of like a community anyway for all of us collectors and customizers, for us to talk and chat and share ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody can be part of the Collector Express.
I'm still trying to get the other boys on here. I haven't really mentioned it past couple of weeks. Let's see if I can get Freddie and Al get to come on here too.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, Freddie show off some of his stuff.
Heck yeah, his stuff is just beautiful. The amount that he can do like airbrush shading on these figures, where it's like it makes you sick. It's like it looks so good. It's like I can't do that.
It's incredible.
It is beautiful work.
The stuff he does, yeah, his airbrush skills is wow.
Does Mike De La Paz do airbrush, or is that all hand painted?
Do what now?
Mike De La Paz, does he do airbrushing? I'm not sure, because I know he does mostly hand painting. I'm not sure if he does airbrushing.
I don't know.
Because his stuff is phenomenal.
Which guy is that, sorry?
Mike De La Paz.
No, his is
Like Phoenix Force Customs.
Yeah, I've seen his stuff. Yeah.
Because I him, and then that girl Christina Conan, she does some pretty good work too.
Yeah, she does some beautiful work. She just knocks it out park on female characters.
Oh yeah, she does.
Like,
and there was somebody else that does a really good job. Let me see. I'm gonna have to pull him up on. I think he's on YouTube, but he's also on Facebook group. Can't remember. He does a lot of female figs. He did not too long ago. He did the red and the red suited X4 or X Factor Jean Grey with the yellow X, and he produced multiples of that.
I think I know exactly the one you're talking about.
Yeah, I think he's from Brazil. Let's see if I can pull him up on Facebook real quick.
Well, it's kind of like getting on these the fade on these claws. I'm pushing up with very little paint on the paintbrush to do the blend. Since that works out pretty well.
You're going towards the skin?
Towards the cuticle.
Okay.
That makes the fade look a little more natural.
Yeah, because when I get around to doing mine,
if you're real careful, you
next time I find him, I'll bring him.
Dry brush up. But, I'm about to finish this one up, but that's actually this foot is the foot and these spurs on the back of the leg. That's the last I need to do to paint on him, and he's done. Other than pulling it.
How are you coming on that Lobo?
That's what I need to get back to work on. I'm going to take him apart this week and start getting him going, because we'll be finishing up Abomination either tonight or tomorrow. He's going to be done. Then I can get back on the Lobo. I need to mix up some try to match up the flesh tones. Because I get that bluish, off-white, gray, light gray skin tone.
Yeah.
I've yet to understand why everybody wants to make Lobo's face clown white.
Yeah, I don't get it. It doesn't look right.
His face should be the same as the rest of his body. He's not a clown. That's a skin tone. He's not wearing cake makeup. But yet they paint him up like he's wearing makeup all the time.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like it at all.
I hope the rumor is true, though, the Todd making a bike for Lobo.
I heard there's something in the works. I've seen a couple people produce some bikes, and they were pretty nice. You produced a bike for him, didn't you?
Yeah, for the Fit the Mattel one, I actually fit that figure exactly.
Yeah. I saw that video. That was actually pretty impressive.
One of the first things I did back in 2020 when getting back into it, like start doing some styrene and scratch building. I think I might have did that before I did Prime, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, for the legs, I think. Or those leg gauntlets or whatever they were.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, you did the bike, you did the motorcycle there, the air cycle before Prime.
Oh, the video came out after Prime, but the actual build of the bike actually happened before I made my very first Prime.
Yeah, I remember that. You were sending me pictures of how you did the extensions on the handlebars and all that.
Yep.
One thing that, I'm using it here is index cards. About making templates, like trace out the feet, then I can transfer it over to the styrene sheets.
Mm-hmm.
I was cutting them out to.
Now for like making belts, because I want to make a softer belt for that KO Juggernaut, since I'm going to be eventually working on making a Unstoppable Colossus. Do you think neoprene sheeting would work really good for that? Because it only comes in a bunch of different widths, and I found one like a 1/8 inch, and I was like, that probably would work. I'm just trying to see if the neoprene sheeting would work proper for it.
I think that probably could work just fine for it.
Yeah. Because I think Anthony's customs, when he was still doing customs, he used neoprene sheeting on certain things, certain accessory pieces.
I got to make a fabricate one. Don Sawyer on Instagram, a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
He made these soft goods that fits the 80th anniversary Hulk. He made a belt. I just need to make. He did actually a leather belt.
Oh wow!
That snaps. He does phenomenal work on soft goods.
I could ask my girl if she actually, because she's got a ton of leather and it's right width. Should probably just see if I could do like a red leather belt for Unstoppable Colossus, or it's a yellow belt. I'm trying to think.
That should work. Something like that. This would work great for that.
Yeah, probably be easier to work with the leather too.
And I just gotta think of like, I don't know if I'll use styrene or just heck. I probably just take like a thin gauge aluminum to make the belt buckle. Like cut it out and Dremel it out, and that should work fine.
And the only thing I'm having trouble trying to decide is how I want to do the arms, because trying to make all those damn indentations into for the arms, it's gonna be a pain.
I've seen people like with like dedication, like
a hobby knife,
and cut those lines into figures. It's like, whoo, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So I bought a small Dremel. It's mostly used for like precision cutting and stuff like that, and glasswork and stuff. So I'm wondering if I can use that. So I'm just gonna have to make sure I map out my line first before I go digging in on it.
Yeah, something that'd be interesting to see how it works out.
Yeah, because here it is right here.
Oh yeah, almost like a jeweler's.
Yeah, and it came with a bunch of bits too. It's pretty nice little piece. I got it on Amazon for like $30.
Yeah,
and it's got different gauge needles. Like that one's pretty tight on there. I think I'd be able to work with that, but it also comes with a whole slew of different ones. So I use this for some of the grinding in smaller areas on the figures instead of using the Dremel.
Heck yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
gonna
they
have
got
to.
multiple versions of this on Amazon, but this one's DM301. Yeah, it's a DM301, but they sell multiple models like this on Amazon, different manufacturers.
That's cool.
And that's how I oh yeah, let me show you guys this one. Hold on. So I got tired of course I got they didn't do the shading. I got to get one of those markers, those Gundam markers. I'm gonna put a 3-day shadow on this figure for his beard. So hopefully, let me get him out of here. Sorry for all the noise. Still got to glue the head on, but so I redid so I changed out the boots and whatnot.
What boots did you use for that?
Those are the blade boots, and then the feet are the Wolverine AOA boot shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went in there and I pretty much grinded as much as I could with that really thin head. And I even was able to get inside underneath the arm. You can see I got no paint rub in there either. And then so I also used it to Dremel out the lines for the claw marks, and I painted them in there. So there's the two, because I only did the 2 marks because since the hair is covering it up and I got to glue the hair back on, but I was able to actually get in there, take this mask off, carved in the lines with an X-Acto knife, and then just went over it with the tip of that little diamond bit, and just was able to actually get all the stuff on there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to get some different boots, because I was going to use the boots off of the shocker, but those boots wouldn't transfer over because they got that base piece on top here, and it's a whole separate piece, so he would have been a lot shorter, so the boots wouldn't have worked out. But eventually, find some boots, and then I want to sculpt in on the sides here with epoxy sculpt that little ridge he has on both sides of the boots.
That's one thing that's disappointing. Another thing with them going to raise the prices on figures. Sculpted boots. Come on, Hasbro. We need more boots.
Need more boots. Yeah, the price hiking is starting to get ridiculous. I mean, I didn't want to pay it, but I paid that $33 to $35 for the new Toad figure.
I'm still hesitant on Toad.
I'm just not too happy with the price hike on things. I mean, I can understand it's a deluxe figure, but I mean, it's a tiny figure with a couple accessories, but yeah, you're charging.
He is so tiny.
Yeah, he is. I think they're using the same body that they use for Wild Child.
Parts of it, at least.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully, get that done up, because I have 2 of these, and amazingly, they didn't really glue that hair on proper. So when I went to just like move it, it popped right off. There was barely any glue on it.
I picked a couple of extra of those up when they were on clearance at local Target here.
I wish they were on clearance. They're still full price over here in Chicago and Evanston area. Oh,
I bought the whole wave for on discount. For clearance price. So I wasn't going to get the wave, but then I really wanted the Colossus Build-A-Figure. And then one day somebody told me, "Oh, the figures are on sale at Walmart." I was like, "What?" So I didn't have to get I think Wolverine doesn't come with these. So I got all the other figures for like over here $20, because the regular price is going like $30, $32, $33 for a figure, right? So I got them all for like $19.
His prices are Canadian too, so.
Oh no!
So they've been getting raked over the coals for a little longer than we have.
Yeah.
I picked up 2 of those extra the Cyclops. $6.89, I think, a piece.
I was hoping they were going to be on sale, but they weren't, because I had the one that I purchased, and then I got another one on eBay for like $15, and then that one I jacked up the head sculpt, so then I ordered another head sculpt, but then I screwed up the body, so then I was like, oh, let me just go to Target and get another one, and they were still full price.
It's weird. The Targets here they clearance the rest of the wave out first.
Yeah.
Then they waited like a few months. Then they pulled them off the shelves and waited a couple months. Then stuck them back out on the end cap on clearance price.
Yeah, I went over to Target, I think it was last week, and I was just curious because I mean they've got a ton of Cyclops too, still like about 10 of them, and then the whole wave for the Eternals. Nobody's buying those things, and they're all still full price, and they're on an end cap.
They have the Eternals, a few of the Eternals, and the Colossus at the local one here on clearance for the same price, $6.89.
Oh, yeah, I got to see if they. I want to get that Pixie, but I think Pixie's the only one that's not sold at Target. I think Pixie was a Walmart exclusive or something.
Selma Hayek character was Walmart exclusive.
Oh, okay, yeah. So the little one, Pixie, the really small one, I wanted to see if I can turn her.
You dropped out and turn her into what?
Even a teen look, more the kid look. You know who Honey Badger is, right?
Oh, we didn't hear you. Your audio dropped out.
Oh, I was like trying to pick up one of those smaller ones, the Pixies, because I want to make a Honey Badger.
Honey Badger.
That's she's a clone, I think, of X-23. So she's like a little bit smaller, and she's got the one claw. So I was trying to make her and thinking, I was like, well, I'd have to like grind down like leg joints and everything else and shorten up, and I want to go through that whole process. And then when I came out with that body mold, I was like, oh, she's perfect size. She's just shorter than X-23, so that would work. But I'd have to grind down most of the body and then, epoxy over certain parts because, it's a real patterned mold.
Who's that? The Eternals?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sprite.
Sprite, that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I want to shave down that whole body and then just turn it into a Honey Badger. Because I've already got Dakin, I got X-23, I've got every Wolverine on record so far, with the exception of the Hugh Jackman ones. I got to pick one of those up.
I have one of the older Dakin figures left, the unmasked one.
Yeah, I still have that one on card, mint on card still.
The masked one was selling for like quite a bit a while back, so I sold.
Yeah,
they're trying to make a new one, and that body is just so dated. I was like, okay, I'll sell it.
Yeah, that
don't have, because I had them both. I had the masked and the unmasked one, but I had to use the body from the masked one, and then I saw what the prices went for. I was like, well, I screwed that one up.
I regret some figures not selling when I did. Could have. It's like a Magic from the box set from the Book of Vishanti.
Yeah.
One time she was selling them for like $250 a piece, $250 by herself or something like that. Something crazy.
Yeah.
And as soon as Walgreens came out with that exclusive, you can't hardly give her away.
Yeah, I had that same thing come up with that one Storm. The first Storm that came out with the cloth cape. She was part of that. Can't remember what wave it was. Her, Wolverine, Magneto.
The rest exclusive Jubilee wave.
Yeah, the Jubilee Build-A-Figure one. And just alone at the time, Storm was running like $250, $300. And I was like, man, so I just happened to be on eBay one day and some guy was selling the whole set for $200. And I'm like, well, I was like, I wonder if this is a scam or something. So I was like talking with the guy back and forth. And he's like, no, he's like, everything's legit. And he sent it out to me. I paid for it. And it was the whole set for $250. And Storm alone was running for like $350 at the time.
You turn around and flip her.
Well, she's gone down in price dramatically.
Oh yeah, after like 15 Storms after that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that she was so popular, and I had her in my fodder bin.
oh man. Yeah, I mean, I think you can still get a good 100. I think she's up to 150 now, but I mean, for the while there, she was running like $350, $400 just by herself.
Yeah. It's crazy what she's going for, because that was the only good Storm for a long time.
Yeah, it was. And then the Jubilee, the Build-A-Figure, was running for insane amounts of money herself too. But ever since they came out with the animated series style one, she's dropped down as well.
And they got a knockoff of the Build-A-Figure too. So.
Oh yeah, they got those KOs.
which some of the KOs have been pretty good.
Yeah, some of those KOs are excellent. I mean, you can tell in the difference in the plastic, but you know, if we have somebody over and they look at it, they wouldn't be able to tell the difference if they're not a collector.
It's like the what's normally softer plastic on the like the Hulks is a harder plastic. It's not hard enough where you can't take it apart, but it's more difficult to take apart and put together.
Yeah, I've watched your video on taking apart that Juggernaut probably like 20 times because I want to make sure I get it right when I do it.
Like the feet.
Yeah, the feet and
they're hard. Last week, I think it was last week, I used this to pry the legs apart. I heated these suckers up as hot as I can, then I forced it over. I stuck this in there, then used the basically leverage to pop them out because it is hard plastic.
And he said even heating it still takes a bit of time to heat it up before it gets pliable, and it doesn't get too pliable.
And taking the pins out, you can't do those normally. You got to hammer them out. Even with
I saw that. I'm gonna have to give me a little. I think I got some stuff in my toolbox I can use to pin them out and just whack them out.
The torso though I haven't took the upper torso apart because I hadn't a need for it. The lower once you heat and pop that off, you just got screws like right here on this piece here that comes apart, and you got two screws in there. Then you take the waist apart,
and that's for the Hulks.
And the hips are held together with screws too, like underneath the leg, the thigh joint.
Yeah,
there are screws in the back of each hip joint.
Yeah, I remember watching you had taken that one apart, and I was like, man, it makes it easier for painting and making sure you don't get any paint rub.
I don't know if you've seen like later on too, I made a video where you can adapt the ball peg, make it a little taller, give you a little more clearance on the ab section.
Yeah.
Because right now it's pretty tight tolerance right there.
Right.
If you try to paint this with regular hobby paints, not much you can do to keep from scraping.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad I got that little Dremel thing, because I'll be able to get up in there and actually Dremel on nice little sections once I get it apart.
Yeah.
Won't go too deep into it. Thinking about ordering a third one, because I was thinking about I might want to do that gray and yellow style Juggernaut when he was with the X-Men for that run.
Oh, that'd be great for that.
Yeah. Be a lot easier than trying to do that Colossus Juggernaut, because I know those arms are going to give me nothing but trouble. I'm going to have to like map them out, pencil it in, and then just hopefully my hands stay steady.
And if one thing you'd actually do too is get like the KO Red Hulk or the Outback Hulk that uses his body.
Yep.
It's got the black pants. You can dry brush gray over top of those.
Yep.
Swap the lower body, and you just have to swap out the lower shin part for the boots.
Right.
The knees are all the same. The knee front up is the same.
Right. Because I know last time you were thinking that the knee joint was going to be different, and when you compared them, they were exactly the same.
Yep. And get the Outback, you got the gray chest.
Yep.
Get you a Juggernaut and Outback, and you're about there. So I need to order another one of the Outbacks, do the pit custom I want to do. I am officially done with the paintwork, I believe, with my Abomination. And
now you got a proper Abomination. So
I got to seal them though. I got to hit it with some dull coat, then I'll hit it with the semi-gloss. Then I'll take some gloss over the eyes and teeth and stuff. But I think I keep wanting to turn before I flip the camera around, I had to turn this for it to be right side up. Now this is right side up. But I think he turned out pretty good.
Yeah, it turned out really good.
Somebody was talking about this is an expensive Build-A-Figure now.
I got two.
I got two as well. I got one as the regular Gamerverse Abomination, and I got one classic Abomination. But you go from this little guy here to this beast. This is the size he should always been. I don't know why they kept making like the big guys so small, and Hasbro does.
Yeah, no kidding. Especially since he's supposed to be bigger than the Hulk.
Yeah. So now you got 80th anniversary. Yep. Grab this one. That's a good size now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the old one. The Hulk's bigger. Much bigger.
Abomination is supposed to be a lot bigger, isn't he?
He
Yeah.
is. He's bigger, and his base and his strength level is twice the Hulk until the Hulk gets mad.
Yeah, and he's exponentially going to get stronger as he gets angrier.
Yeah. That's one thing I liked about like Hasbro Marvel back in the day. They'd put limits on their character to keep them from like basically like being Mary Sue's and one shot and everybody all the time.
Yeah.
Not so much anymore.
Now, every time you turn around, the Hulk's getting stronger. He's getting so many different variations. It's just like,
Captain Marvel's the world's ridiculous one.
Yeah.
They had the peanut stare not work on her a while back because I punished myself already enough. That's not how it works. You feel all the pain you inflict on others. Well, she murdered Tony Stark. So Tony Stark is in the comics now as a clone.
They did quite a few weird things. I know they had that whole run where Tony Stark was a clone and the actual brother, the actual Stark son or something. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I did not like that at all when they had Tony's not a Stark.
Yeah.
He was adopted.
Yeah, that's what it was, adopted.
The actual real Tony Stark, the son, that's Howard Stark's son, is like autistic or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was watching, I don't know if you guys found it, Comic Books Explained.
Yeah, I've watched him.
Yeah, so that's where usually I go to get all my fill-ins and my gaps on stuff, because I don't really read too much stuff outside of the X-Men stuff anymore, but I'll go through him, and that's how I learn everything.
I'm so far behind. It's I was like, my canon stops at 2012.
Yeah. Well, I just had my book delivered. It was the new not Hellfire. What was it? Where the hell did the book go? The new Inferno for the new X-Men run. So let me see. So yeah, it's this one, the new Inferno.
Oh, let me pull you up here. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a new Inferno that they got, and then now they got another. Huh?
How's the interior art look? Cover looks
Oh, it's pretty good. Hold on, let me go in the kitchen here. That way I'll get some brighter light so you guys can see. Interior art's really good.
Oh yeah, that's nice. A lot of times they get you like they'll have like the terrible, beautiful artwork on the cover, then just terrible inside.
Well, the one thing I don't really like is sometimes some of the artwork it varies by artist, and it's a far cry from what it should be. It's like, how are they even allowing these people to actually, draw for Marvel? Especially with the New Mutants run, they have some terrible artwork on the New Mutants run, depending on who's writing it.
I talked to a comic book pro at a convention.
Yeah.
And he was explaining to me, like, it's pretty dirty what they do. Marvel does. They'll hire these like established pros to do thumbnail books. They don't pay the artist a lot for that. Just little small thumbnail books. Gets a rough idea of what the book's going to be. Then they hire these like rookie artists to take that thumbnail book, sketch book, and flesh it out and draw a book.
Oh wow!
So they pay these kids like pennies on the dollar compared to what the guy they paid to do the thumbnail. So they get by paying the good artist pennies on the dollar because he's doing a thumbnail book, but it won't have the detail and like extra like bits of the story like they would have done if they did the full book. I was like, man, that's dirty.
It is. Because like some of that, I've been deceived a couple of times. It's like the cover art is amazing, and then I start opening the book and I'm like, man, artwork blows. Then they got another run. It's like the 10 Lives of Wolverine. I got to pick that one up, but that one's like $80 hardcover. But it's on my to-do list, so I guess it goes over to the 10 Lives of Wolverine.
Yesterday it was free comic book day too. Did you get anything there?
No, I was stuck at work. We've been having issues with manning and staffing, so I was stuck scheduling and helping out.
Yeah, that's a big issue for a lot of people right now.
Yeah, especially, I mean, every industry across the board is having issues, but security industry, I'm a security director, so it's just like, it's a pain in the ass trying to keep staff. It's like we hired up, I think it was 60 people a month and a half ago, and we lost like 75% of them within the first week, 2 weeks of having them.
Wow.
Because they come in and they don't want to do the job, and then they just quit on us. And it's like, well, we explained what your job was, but you know, it is what it is. And then my scheduling manager who assists me, he quit today because his mental health and his doctor, he almost had a heart attack 2 weeks ago, and the kid's 28 years old. So I told him, I was like, I understand you're quitting, not a problem. Your health is more important than this job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I got to take on the added responsibility of doing scheduling as well, but I'm not taking it over full time because I'm not trying to be a prime candidate for a heart attack.
I understand.
I'm 48 years old. I don't need to be putting myself in that. I got a 28-year-old who almost had a heart attack because 2 weeks ago he had to go to the hospital for chest pains.
Oh my.
Yeah, so that's why 2 weeks ago he was like, I think I'm going to tenure my resignation. I was like, you do what you got to do. And then he tried to stick it out, and today he's like, I can't do it. I was like, I understand. I was like, just, you know, I'll accept your formal resignation. It's fine.
That's stressful, eh?
Oh, it is, yeah. Between yesterday and today, we had, between 3 properties, we had 28 call-offs. And trying to backfill and seeing if people will pick up overtime and holding people over, which nobody ever wants to hold over. But it's a process. I've been in this for 15 years since I got out of the military, and this is about the worst it's ever been, but the pandemic didn't help either.
Yeah. Other buddy was on here earlier. He's a police officer, so he's been.
Oh, okay.
I think he's got to retire for injuries.
Oh, yeah, we got a ton of cops here in Chicago that are just, they're quitting, they're retiring early because they just don't want to deal with it anymore, and they're so undermanned and overworked. They get their vacation days, you know, they put in for vacation, they'll get canceled because of all the crisis that's going on downtown Chicago. I've had at least 10 guys that, because we have off-duty cops that work for us, and they're all CPD or sheriff's department, whatever the case may be. But, you know, I lost half of them in the last 2 years just because of the amount of overtime that they're working. You know, they're being put on. You're not going to have an off day for the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks type deal. So eventually, that's why we're moving to Wisconsin. I just got to get away from, you know, Chicago and the state of Illinois. It's just too hectic here now. It's not as fun as it used to be.
Yeah. I hate to hear that.
Yeah, well, I love Madison, Wisconsin. It's just, you know, 2.5 hours north of here, and that's where my girlfriend's from. So it's way better. It's nice and peaceful every time I need to decompress and go out to the country.
I live in a rural area, so it is very relaxing.
Yeah. Yeah, you're in Virginia, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I was stationed out of Norfolk for 7.
I'm in Southwest Virginia.
Okay.
I'm a city boy too.
Yeah, I love the city, but you know what? I prefer the country. It's nice and quiet. It's just, I'm getting too old for it now. My mom, now I see why she moved away years ago. She moved to Missouri 15 years ago and loves it.
I think he's pretty well, Abomination's pretty well done, except for I'm going to touch up a couple little spikes here and there. Then I'll another coat on the tips of these fingernails. Then he'd be ready for sealers.
That's better than a factory finish right there.
Mm-hmm.
Figures came pre-painted like this right here. I can understand a little more of the premium finish, well, premium prices.
Yeah.
But
And they just upped the price on the Marvel Legends, and there's no real reason for it. I mean, when you take a look at the G.I. Joe line, how intricate their designs are getting, they're getting more and more intricate. And they're a lower base price than the Marvel Legends.
I was sitting there nodding. It's like, oh yeah. The sculpts on the Joes are so much better than Legends.
Yeah, because the first few they had, it was like, oh, they're okay, but now, like the last year and a half, it's like every time I turn around, like that new Spirit that's coming out, that's amazing.
Spirit, even like the new Bazooka, he's got a diaphragm joint.
Oh yeah, I
They
saw
come
that.
out new ways to do the bicep rotations and where it's like seamless. It's really nice looking figure.
I'm waiting for them to come out with a big boa
Mm-hmm.
and a mutt, a
It's
hound and mutt. It would be a good. I'm pretty sure they're going to come out with a hound and a mutt pretty soon.
Spintor's got to be on the way too.
Yeah.
That's a big one. I've seen some people put up some pretty nice customs of that, but I think that Hasbro line, if they do a Serpentor, it'll be amazing.
Hopefully it'll be like a Rider series too, where he comes to Chariot.
Oh, they have to put the Chariot in there. I mean, they can make him a deluxe figure and charge like $50, and I'd pay it all day long.
Let's see. Found this hair piece in my fodder bin, like I think it's an old WWE figure.
Oh, I thought you had sculpted on it because I saw the pictures on Instagram with the hair. I wasn't sure if you had put extra sculpt on it or something.
It's actually an old WWE figure. It's a it was weird. Like they don't do anymore on Mattel. On the female figures, the basics were just as articulated as the elites, but half the price.
Yep.
They had the regular hips like the elites, not like the male basics were like T-joint hips, just forward and back. But the females were just like the elites.
Right.
So I had this one in my fodder bin. I think she was a basic, and she had really buff arms and stuff. I was stuck on like a She-Hulk body, and eventually I'm going to make a better. I don't think I ever did anything about She-Hulk, or Red She-Hulk, because I hate those hips, those wide jointed hips.
Yeah. It's ball jointed too, right?
Is
it the ball joints at the top of the hips? Because I don't think they have the thigh cut rotation on the Red She-Hulk.
I'm not sure.
Let's take a look. If I'm not mistaken, they got the ball hips. I can't stand those ball hips. They're terrible. Let's see. Red She-Hulk.
There it is. It's got the thigh rotation.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
But it's just the positioning of those freaking.
Yeah, they put the pins straight up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. That was part of the hip monkey wave, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, I see the thigh rotation on the pictures here.
That's one thing that I hate about this She-Hulk body too. The arms are way too short for the body.
Oh yeah, they barely go mid thigh.
Yep. And I was using the WWE arms that would actually fix that. And they're a lot buffer arms too than what it came on to.
Oh, you might be able to take those arms and those legs and maybe dye them red.
That's true. I may end up looking at like redoing these hips too.
Yeah.
I know you can crack these lower torsos. I never have done it.
I hate cracking torso. That's the worst.
Yeah. I used to do it a lot for like working on the DC figures. You had to crack those to really do anything with them.
Yeah, I think it was I don't know. He doesn't do customs anymore. He hasn't done it for a while. Clay Orr.
Clay Orr. Yeah, I've heard them.
Yeah, it's Clay Orr, not customs. He still has his channel, but he only has like about 4 videos up, and he goes through the whole process where you should drill on the shoulder joints and on the sides by the rib cage and whatnot in order to crack the torso properly. But then you got to like resculpt and everything else. And I just hated it.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to fill in all the holes where you drill. But that's actually one reason I started using this right here.
Yeah.
It's great for cracking figures. Let me see. When I would get into DC figures or other figures, when I heat them up in hot water, I just start working the seams And sometimes you don't have to drill. You can just
Right.
pop it right open. With enough leverage, it pops it. You can do that.
Yeah, I saw a guy doing that on one channel. He was heating them up, and then he was taking a box cutter and he was doing it, but he was mangling up that thing. It'd be so much resculpt and shaping down to do. I was like, oh, I'm not doing his process.
Now these help too. Sometimes snap ring pliers.
Yeah.
If you get to the right spot, drill a hole, or like cracking these hips, you can get into not these because you can't get in there, but too well. But
Right.
you get these up, you can take those like the glued together hips and break them apart. I've had pretty good success with that because these right here are glued. It makes it even weirder. They're glued down the front instead of down the sides.
Right.
We need a bigger female buck.
Yeah, that body didn't do her justice because she's pretty beefy as a Red Hulk.
Yeah. That's one thing I hate about what Marvel did too. During the Doc Green era, they depowered all the other Hulks.
Yeah.
Then they made a new Hulk with Omdeus Cho. So, what was the point of depowering all the Hulks to get rid of all the extra Hulks? Then make another Hulk.
I never understand their reasoning on half of the things they do. I miss the old days of comics where everything just had a continuity, and if there was a change, it was slight, if that.
Yeah, they threw out continuity to make things easier for themselves.
Yeah. Like even with the X-Men, it's a great story arc ever since they rebooted it for the Krakoa Island, but it's just, like you said, nobody dies anymore. Everybody has the ability to come back.
But there's no stakes on anything anymore.
No. But I mean, they are facing off against like Sword and a bunch of other agencies, and like these 4 old ladies are like in their 90s and they're like horticulturalists, so they figured out how to hack the Krakoan portal gates that are plants, and it's insane. Because everybody sees them. Huh?
We were talking about the Red She-Hulk there just a while back. What about the Green She-Hulk? They're going to release another one soon with a costume rather than the torn clothing, right? And that was a good figure.
How was that body? Was it good? It looked really good. I've never seen one in person, just on video, so I can't make it's always better to see it in person so you can make the assessment on the body.
It is a good figure. I like it. I got the only one I opened up was the gray one from the Super Scroll Wave.
Mm-hmm.
I got the green one. It's still in the box, but because I need to put up some more shelves. But it is much better than this one.
Would that body be about the right proportion for the Red Hulk, Red She-Hulk?
Oh yeah,
I think so. I wish it was bigger and buffer though. Just the She-Hulks are huge.
Yeah.
They don't ever seem to want to. It's the same thing with like other big characters. They don't seem to make them big enough.
Right.
What about those Maven collectibles figures?
So the Maven collectibles, I've been tempted to order those for She-Hulk. Get like they got 2 different types of bodies. They got the super heroic and the standard female, and get the 7-inch one. So it'll be like She-Hulk's got 1/10 scale. I mean, so it'll be She-Hulk size, a little better.
Yeah.
But I don't know how well they're designed. I've seen Loose Collector, the heavy metal figure is starting to hit. I think Jay Hernandez got his copy. I don't know if it was a review copy or something.
Yeah.
Which one? The
heavy metal figure with the pluck chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the sculpt on that Red Sonja that he did.
I'm looking forward to getting the Red Sonja, the Purgatory, and who was the other one? Vampirella.
Yep.
I got all 3 of those pre-ordered. They're Executive Replicas website. I was going to order directly from them. I got annoyed with their website because they made the part number a required field on the order form.
Hmm.
I was like, I don't live in an apartment. I live in a house.
That's really weird.
So
And it's a required field?
yeah, it was like a required field on the order form. I was like, why?
It's just, I've never heard of that. That's really weird.
I've never seen it either. And I've ordered tons of stuff.
That should be an optional field. I don't think it should ever be mandatory because anytime I've listed for anything, it's like it'll have that space, but it's never like a requirement.
I think that's going to work out really good. I was looking at the different heads, sculpts and stuff, trying to find ones. I got the Polaris head, and I got a Jean Grey head, and I like the little bit of a smirk with this head.
Yeah.
I think it works good for electrocute. And that's top was sculpted well. It fits her costume too. Be nice to have those green parts from the siren for legs. They using the shriek body. Because I'm not crazy about this body. I like the torso. Not crazy about the legs. Mainly the knees. The knees are really thin, knee joints, and
They're the gummy ones.
They're a little gummy. The same. These are the same legs for Medusa.
Yeah, I don't see how they still haven't rectified that gummy joints. That drives me nuts.
She's not as bad. But also, too, though, where I'm going to be doing the lightning bolt pattern, which makes my hand hurt already. I remember painting those on the original one I did. I used the DCUC body.
Yeah.
I hand painted all those, and so I'm dreading that already. Even thinking about it. But
start masking it off and then hit it with an airbrush, man.
The pattern is really complex, so it'd be kind of hard to mask off.
That was another thing I wanted to ask you. I saw you use the Tamiya masking tape.
Yeah, that stuff works great.
Yeah, because I think I'm going to switch over to Tamiya because I've been using like, the regular blue painter's tape and stuff like that. And it seems like when I'm painting, sometimes it bleeds right underneath the damn tape and it drives me insane.
That's why I quit using the blue. It drove me nuts.
Yeah, because I found it on Amazon. It's pretty cheap and they got multiple sizes. So I was like, I'm going to probably order me up a few rolls of that stuff.
Name. Let me share my screen. I got my customs. Come on, load. My Google Drive. I did a lot of those Marvel Now repaints back when I did commission stuff.
Yeah.
Because that figures, the sculpt on it was beautiful. It's just no paint. Come on, Google. And once you add some paint to it, it looks great.
Oh, yeah, it looks way better.
That's one of those shrunken heads from Casting Cave 2 that fit this body.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the head was way too big.
If you try to just put that Steve Rogers head from Commander Rogers on here, it just looks way out of proportion on this body. Now this was kind of like with doing with the pinless joints, short legs. It's got the Marvel Legends style hinges.
Yeah.
I was able to move those up, cut off a good chunk of the lower legs, then move them up, and basically made them Marvel Legend, turned the Marvel Select one into a Marvel Legend size Colossus.
I've seen a few people do that, where they shorten them down.
There's some of your customs, Dom, I made for you.
Yeah. I spotted that one.
Where are you at?
And was there Troy there?
Yep, that's one of my earliest customs. It's basically just a arm swap and repaint.
That's 2 feet away from me right now, along with that Robin.
Oh, the Robin?
Yeah, they're right beside me here.
Yeah, I made these for Hulk Smash Customs, these 3 here.
Oh, those are pretty good. I like those.
That was back, oh, geez, that was like, what, 2006?
It was early on.
Gee,
Yeah,
I was just getting out of military when you did those.
Yeah, you know what? Those things held up still today. So
I still, I'm still rocking my custom Drax. I like it better than the official.
Yeah. I don't know. He was too green in the official release.
He was always this muted green in the comics when they first premiered. I was trying to. This is what I was wanting to find here. Go on, load these straps.
Oh, yeah. There ain't no taping that off.
Yeah, it was just erratic lightning bolts down the leg.
I love the way this figure looks though.
She still holds up too. I still got her on the shelf. Just I want more articulation.
Yeah.
When I did the female DCU figures, I always would fix the waist too, try to make them more natural proportioned instead of the square T.
Yeah, Marvel has that problem. Some of them are just too straight up and down. There's just no proportion.
The hair looks really good on her.
Wish I could have had another one of those hair pieces. I'd use it for the new version.
Which one is it?
It's from a WWE figure. I have no idea what it came off of.
Too bad you can't get Christina to do up a hair sculpt for you. She does an amazing job on those hair sculpt.
That's true.
I think she uses that. What is that? Procreate.
Yeah.
I've never tried to use that stuff.
I found this helps with using any kind of like green stuff or Procreate.
Yeah.
Sculpting Vaseline. Because that stuff is so sticky. You can't hardly
Yeah, if you don't dip your tools in that stuff, it's sticking to your tools.
Yep. But
that's another thing I have to eventually get into is trying my craft at Procreate.
I think this is going to be a good base for it, though.
Yep.
For updated version of that character. I'm thinking about since I grabbed the arms off Shriek Body, I was sitting there looking at the Age Apocalypse Jean Grey. I updated. I hate the legs on that base figure, and I popped them off and I stuck those Shriek legs on there. I was like, it looks so much better. I'm going to end up painting these to match. It's like because the hips are so weirdly done on that. I don't know whoever approved the sculpt on the Age Apocalypse Jean Grey. I don't know. It should be smacked because that's just a horribly sculpted figure.
Oh, did you end up ordering any of those? That's Shriek on. I forget how much.
I ordered 2, and it both got canceled.
No, the latest one that I sent you from GameStop.
Oh no, I didn't get those. If they're on sale next time I on GameStop make an order, I might have to order some though, because I keep buying them. Cause heck, I'll just buy those Shrieks and just keep replacing parts on the other figures.
Yeah. Oh, guess what I heard yesterday?
What's that?
No, I don't know. I don't know if this applies to US. I don't see why it wouldn't. But one of the guys in one of the local groups down here, we have a little chat, and on Facebook we have like a little group chat thing. He told us that GameStop here in Canada is going to be selling 3D printers.
What?
Yeah.
GameStop in Canada is going to sell 3D printers?
Yep. So I'm assuming that US is going to do it as well, because why wouldn't they, right?
Well, it makes sense. I mean, it's a chain. They should, at least mirror each other in some way or shape or form.
So I don't know when they're planning on doing it. That's probably why you guys haven't heard it yet. It's probably because a lot of the guys that are collectors in like I said, that I know up here, they are like on first name basis with the people who work at their GameStops, just so you know what I mean. Like, I guess it's good if you're a collector, that way there you got a heads up on things that are happening ahead of time, right?
Yeah.
But these guys are all like buddies with their GameStop employees, and I guess he must have heard from somebody who works there that they're actually going to be selling 3D printers.
I'm pulling it up and I don't see anything, so maybe it just hasn't been made official here. Is it official up there, or is it still just rumor?
I haven't checked.
Because I'm pulling it up, and some of the things they talked about in 2021 was the fact selling 3D printed items in GameStops, but nothing about 3D printers. But because it's just Reddit, it's GameStop should sell 3D printers and accessories and host some other stuff, but that was August 3rd, 2021.
I just like when just carry the figures again. It actually gets the product. Joe, as nice as G.I. Joes are, their distribution is horrible for Joes. Everybody's is. Oh, I'm thinking about put some white primer on the blue honeycombs on the body for the leader.
Mm-hmm.
I can go with bright green on those.
Make it look like a gamma thing.
Yep.
I like that idea.
Took the belt off, makes it look like a lot better for the leader, which it's really cool. They actually sculpted pants on the figure. There's a belt line.
I guess you're not too upset for pushing this figure on you, eh?
No, it turned out good. It's like I hated the body I still got an unaltered leader, but that body they used was just terrible.
It's just too plain.
Very plain. There's no sculpted detail whatsoever on it.
Yeah.
And the colors are too primary. It looks like a kitty toy.
Well, I still remember it was just about, I guess it was like the month of December, or it could have been late November. I'm pretty sure it was December when I sent you the picture of, I guess James Rosenborough did that. And I said, my wife just ordered me a AIM Scientist Supreme just for this custom. And you're like, damn you. And then he ordered it right away.
Yep, I ordered one too.
Right away.
I did a hand swap though. I took the hands from the Prowler, the animated Prowler into the Spider-Verse Prowler, which give them a little different look. I like the Prowler hands for some reason are hinged vertically, which works good. I can give them a gun or something like a ray gun or something.
I don't have those hands.
The Prowler is actually weird. It's like it's built on a Build-A-Figure. You can just pop them apart, everything apart on that figure.
Yeah, that is weird.
I figured it'd be just like the Doctor Strange figure, but no, he's they got it laying somewhere. Here it is. I got some parts here. Yeah, the arms pop out, the legs pop off. It's all Build-A-Figure.
How do the hands? Are those
put
the hands?
I put the hands from the AIM figure on here. Just to have this place to stick on, but yeah, just pop them apart. Figure it's something to do with the rest of the body. I tried the Prowler boots on this, but they don't work though. That heel piece collides with this, and they're a little small for this body. That's one thing I was disappointed with the Into the Spider-Verse figures. They did that weird cartoony look for them, and I was hoping there'd be regular figures. If I could have got that Miles to use for Zip Zap from the Strangers, if he looked like a normal figure instead of that weird cartoon styling they did for that movie.
It's kind of skinny too, right?
Yeah, it's part of that cartoon styling. Because if they didn't have the cartoon styling, it would have been perfect for Zip Zap. All it needed was a trench coat and a head sculpt.
What about those smaller? Do you remember the comic style Ultimate Spider-Man and Miles were on the same smaller body?
Yeah, those Ultimate Miles Morales, that sucker is an expensive figure.
No. I mean, do you remember? I forget what wave it came with now. There was an Ultimate Spider-Man, not Miles. It was just, Ultimate Spider-Man is like on a teenager body.
Yeah.
And I guess the same body was. I guess they used it for Kid Nova and there was also a Miles comic Miles.
Same way, the comic book Miles. Yeah, those are expensive figures. If you got those, sell those.
Oh, really? What about Kid Nova?
Kid Nova. I don't know what he goes for, but I only got one of him. But the Ultimate Spider-Man and the Ultimate Miles Morales, the kid figures, it was on the tiger head guy, or the white head tiger guy.
Yeah,
he was they were part of that Build-A-Figure wave. Yeah, those figures are like, I think over $100.
Wasn't it Space Venom?
Either Space Venom or the other. It might be, Space Venom. Yeah.
The guy with the tiger head came with the Guardians of the Galaxy, I believe. Some of the Guardians. No. No. It wasn't that. But no, I know for a fact that it's the Space Venom wave because I don't have that tiger guy, and I have those figures.
Okay. If you got those figures, check them out on eBay. They're going. Last time I checked, they were going for quite a bit.
Mine are still in the package.
You got some money there, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Would Kid Nova work for you for that custom you're talking about?
No. What I was wanting was like the shorts where they're sculpt. They were, if they use the regular body didn't do that stylized look because he's already got the shorts sculpted on. I got some smaller bodies. I got a few of those smaller bodies here, but
okay, I don't know the character, so I didn't know it was because of shorts.
Into the Spider-Verse version of Miles Morales, or like shorts that cut off at his knees. So it would work great for Zip Zap is from the Strangers. He was a younger character, had super speed, wore sneakers, shorts, baseball hat turned around backwards, sunglasses, and a trench coat.
I'll have to look the picture.
So basically, all I would need was a head sculpt if they did a regular style, because the Miles Morales had the tennis shoes and all that. It'd been almost there. I just paint and the head and the coat, and I could have got a soft goods coat to do that. But they went with a super cartoon style.
mix and match parts.
I don't know. Oh, now that figure though, it's too expensive to try to get a hold of too, though.
Yeah, I know. I'm wondering if I think I saw it on AliExpress. I don't know if they're knockoffs or if it just I don't know.
Could be.
You know, I was
That's
thinking.
one of the things we were talking about too. About they do like a mix and matching like style of figures, and like I didn't want any of the Into the Spider-Verse figures,
Yeah.
but on Stiltman. So I bought some of the Stiltman parts loose on eBay.
Yeah.
I had to buy the there was the Kenny Potter is like a there was the Ultimate 2-pack Spider-Man with the Vulture. Yeah, that's one I still have because the first release from the Space Venom and the Miles Morales from that wave, they were selling for like $100 each, and I sold them on eBay. I was like, well, I already got one. The difference was the paint jobs were a little different on the Peter Parkers, and you don't have the unmasked head, I don't think, on the 2-pack.
Yeah, the other ones unmasked heads, Miles and
Yep.
Spider. Oh yeah, so I got both of those still in the box that they shipped in. So
Yeah, I
The
think
whole wave.
yeah. I know the Ultimate Peter Parker and Miles go for quite a bit. I don't know. I can't remember what the rest of the wave goes for. Actually, I think that whole wave is expensive wave now.
I still have it in the box. I could be sitting on a gold mine.
Some of those old legends are worth a lot.
Yeah. Well,
I've learned my lesson sitting on stuff not to when they're going for quite a bit, but sell them because sometimes they get reissued and they become worthless,
exactly.
or they'll make or the next new version of the character. It's well, like I learned my lesson from Magic. Then I say that, but I'll never let go of the Hela that came from that box set.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the only version of Comic Hela, and she uses this terrible body. But I sold Puck from the Puck Wave. Actually, I sold all the figures from the Puck Wave. I sold Puck for $150. Something Emmy told me is like they're gonna make another Puck. They're gonna do a box. I think it's after Sasquatch or something.
Yeah.
That's like they're gonna do a box set.
Well, I know a lot of people are going nuts for the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man figures.
Yeah, like the old Tobey Maguire figures. Like people, they said they're making a 3-pack. You don't have to spend $100 or plus for an old, outdated figure.
Well, I got 2 of those super articulated ones right here on my shelf, and
Throw them on eBay.
I know. I'm just like I don't even think about it. I also have the first movie one, which was also super articulated, but wasn't as articulated as that other one. You know how the
Amazing
one,
Spider-Man figure, dude. It goes for quite a bit now. Too. The Andrew Garfield.
Oh, I got 2 of those.
Dude, throw them up. They're $100 figure.
Anybody want to buy?
You're sitting on enough gold mine. You could have paid for your Galactus.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even get him either. I guess you know what? I'll trade all these figures I mentioned for a Galactus if anybody's interested.
I'm looking forward to getting that Galactus.
Yeah, I didn't get the Sentinel. I didn't get Galactus. You know what?
I passed on. I like the X-Men, but to me, the Sentinel would have been a master mold, and it's like because the Marvel Universe ones, I like those well enough where I'm good with those.
Yeah, I got 2 of them, so I'm good. And I got 2. Sorry, no, I got 1 of those, and I got 2 Toy Biz Sentinels. So
There you go.
that's all I need.
It's
I
nice that I wouldn't have spent that. I missed out on that, but it would have been too big for me. I got that one that came with the Wolverine for the
Mhm.
that box set.
Yeah,
Yep.
the Marvel Universe ones.
No, the
Well, yeah, I
End
know
of
what you're
Days.
talking about. It's the Days of
The
Future
end-
Past. It's
Yeah.
the Universe one with a Wolverine.
Yeah, I picked that one up.
It works fine for a Sentinel size.
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, because depending on who draws in the comics back then, they could either be super, super big but like when you look at the animated series, it's about the right size.
Yeah, it
Exactly.
is. Well, did you guys see those? Well, I showed you, Jared. Those Lightyear.
Oh yeah, the Zerg.
Yeah, the thing's about 14 inches. What, 14 inches tall, and 14 and a half inches, or whatever the case is, and compared to a 6-inch Marvel Legend, they're huge, and they look like close to Sentinel size. And somebody's already started to cast heads that fit that. He made Sentinel heads for them, and these things are going for what, 20 US.
Yeah, they're cheap.
So you can go out there, you can grab yourself like 4 or 5 of them if you wanted to, and then just buy a couple of those head casts, and there you go. You got a Sentinel army right there for $20 a pop.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah, the only reason I would have got the HasLab Sentinel would have been for a Master Mold. To me, I thought it was just too big for a Sentinel.
Yeah,
you,
it's a little big.
Did you see the
For
figure?
my taste, I'm sure it's fine for other people. It's like I know some people like the giant Sentinels. To me, I'm fine with the Universe ones, like the Days of Future 2-pack one, and I got the Tri Sentinel. Couldn't afford the Sentinel or the Galactus. Yeah, I just looked up and was able to get the Galactus. Things just lined up where I had the money to do it right at the end. It's like a friend of mine owed me, and I was like, it's like called him up. It's like, dude, you got what you owe me? I was like, I need it now.
Yeah, I was looking at that. For you dying that Archangel, I mean, it'd be worth dying that one because that original issue Archangel, they're only running on mint on card $35 to $50. So it's not like you're losing any money on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I just looked it up to see what the pricing is. That newer issue Archangel is running 50 to 80 now.
I just happened to catch. I got 3 of those Marvel Universe Sentinels, like the one in your Days of Future 2-pack.
Yeah.
Because Marshalls several years ago had them and cheap.
Really?
Yep. My nephew's got 1, and I got 3.
I only got the one.
One nephew got a Galactus, one got the Sentinel, and I got 3 Sentinels.
Jared, I sent you those pictures of the Zerg.
Yeah.
If you want to put them on the screen, I don't know if Modesto saw them. And there's a size comparison beside a Hulk and a Spider-Man, just so you see how big it is.
This right here is truth right here. Companies lost their mind with prices.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a topic of conversation we had multiple times today.
Too much plastic inhalation.
Oh, okay.
Now check it out compared to the Marvel Legends. Look at the size of it.
Oh,
That
wow,
works.
yeah.
It's the
That
Marvel
would work.
Select Hulk.
Yeah, that would work really well.
And like the articulation is not bad either. Like, I mean, they got ball jointed shoulders and hips, elbows. I don't know if they got biceps wiggles, but well, I mean, look at that. That kind of. I don't know too much about X-Men stuff, but I know that somebody was saying that once he saw the head on it, it sort of looked like a classic Sentinel. So
It does. It kind of fits the bill for there.
Well, it worked too if you like just the crease entry was way too damn small. So you
Yeah.
actually make a crease entry head for that, and then that would work better for a crease entry.
Like, I mean, $20 a pop. And they also made those things that look like the Mandroid too. Those are even cheaper.
Oh yeah, but those the yellow mandroids. Heck yeah, definitely gonna be able to look for those. I'm hoping to hear back from Big Bad Toy Store about my Thundercats figures.
Yeah, keep me updated on that. I want to know what happened.
Yeah, it's pissed me off. Been waiting for these for 2 years. My pre-order was February 2020, I think.
Jesus. Yeah, I saw there's a guy I follow on YouTube. I can't remember his name, but he reviews all of the Thundercats figure. He's gotten them all. Let's see, what is his name? Let me see.
Marvel Select figures made
Oh,
out
it's
different plastics.
Toy Bro. He pretty much reviews all of those.
I think he's got a deal with Super 7. They sent them to him too.
I haven't been on Super 7s in a while. I mean, I have to check his channel out.
Well, I think that Super 7 sends Toy Bro figures early.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because he seems to have them. I'll bet because he did the Jaga one, he did Groon, and he did quite a few others already. Because don't they got like a Bengali and a Linkso and everything coming out or already out?
The Bengali Linkso is out. I haven't opened mine up, and Linkso and Monkeyan was my other ones. They came up. Super 7's changed factories. These are super late because they were dealing with a crappy factory.
Yeah.
And their quality control in the crappy factory seems to be really bad too.
One thing I noticed,
I've heard a lot of people having issues with these Super 7, this wave of Thundercats.
well, the weird thing, especially with that Groon, is that he has an ab crunch, but they molded over it with that piece, that chest piece.
Yeah, it's a separate overlay. It's actually they kept to give you a separate one, an extra. I had a Seahawk still in the box.
Yeah.
I just threw the extra parts on the Seahawk and see what it looked like. So you can actually take that off. You can have them be like a when he was a Thundercat, or when he was the Ghost when he showed up later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ab crunches right there.
Just makes absolutely no sense, but he just couldn't make a cutout so that you could utilize the ab crunch with it on.
Or styled, made an all new torso. It's not like they haven't done it before.
Yeah, they could have gone with the
Tiger got a new torso.
Yeah.
So I can just do it. This is straight up Motu torso.
And Groon, I like Groon, that character, but I was so disappointed at the fact that you couldn't like articulate his ab crunch.
Yeah, it's with the belt and its overlays all one piece. They just make a bulkier torso out of a Motu torso.
Yeah.
So
I could have just given the upper torso that swivel body, having the Hulk and everything else. It would have worked out better.
Yeah, they could have done like a diaphragm cut.
Yeah, they would have put that on there. It would have been a lot better.
So Mummerall was all new, and they gave him just standard ab crunch. I wish they would have done a diaphragm on him.
Yeah, if they went away with the ab crunches, I wouldn't be sad, and just went with diaphragms. That would be way better, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, diaphragms look more aesthetically pleasing, right?
Yeah, aesthetically pleasing, and then on top of it all, I think everything should be coming with, the butterfly joints as well.
Yep.
Especially on the Hulk, so you can get that thunderclap in the front. But I guess they didn't want to mess up the sculpt in the front. But I mean, it's not. They didn't have to go that deep into the chest area to actually get an ab crunch or to get the butterfly joints.
Well, this one actually has more the butterfly joint goes forward and backwards on the Gamerverse Abomination. They were able to incorporate it and they sculpted into the. It's one thing I don't like with the 80th anniversary Hulk. Where are we at? There is no sculpting whatsoever on the diaphragm joint. Joints.
And it's just smooth.
Yep. You got it on the back. Nice detail here. I don't know why they didn't do it here.
Wonder why they can't come up with some kind of a system for the butterfly joints, kind of like with the drop down hips, where you can kind of pull them out just slightly, maybe like an eighth of an inch or a little bit further out, where you can actually pull on. That way you can extend forward for like a thunderclap for the Hulk's hands and shit.
The Toy Biz ones did. They would actually like socket out of the back sockets where you can bring them forward more.
Oh wow, I didn't realize that.
Some of the older ones, like the Smart Hulk.
Yep.
And there's just so many easy innovations they can put into this stuff. And I mean, if they want to charge a couple extra bucks, people will be willing to pay it just for the amount of articulation you're going to get out of it.
That's one thing I like what Loose Collector's doing too. They took all the feedback from like people's like reviews and just in general on their pages and taking into account for the next figures. Like like Lady Death should have had vertical hinged hands for holding her weapons.
Right.
And so Hell Witch is getting a vertically hinged hands.
Yeah.
Love Tigra, but do y'all think it's tested too big? I think having all the Thundercats on the Motu bodies is not right, because their characters were very they range in size, so it does make them does call for like issues with like scale wise, like the character is not looking right. Because Jaga I thought he's too buff on this body. They should have done a new body for Jaga instead of trying to use this standard Motu style body. Same with Tigra. I think he could have been a little slimmer too. Panthro, the stockiness worked. It was perfect for him.
Yeah, Panthro, Groon, bigger characters, it'll work for it. Even Mumra, because he's pretty big.
Which I was talking to another friend of mine, it's Comic Book Pro. NECA needs to get the Thundercats license. Because their sculpts are beautiful. Like the gargoyles. I'm all in on the gargoyles.
Yeah, my buddy just ordered both of them. What's the bad one called? I can't remember his name.
Balrog. I guess that's how you pronounce it.
I think so.
Almost Goliath spelled backwards, except for the T in the.
Yeah, those things are amazing.
Yeah, they're just beautifully done. It's like I don't know. It's like it was the drama toy channels of a while back were like hounding like NECA. It's like, well, they don't even list them as action figures. They list them as disposable goods. It's probably because for tax reasons, guys. There's tariff taxes. The term action figure only exists because Toy Biz got to exist to get a lower tax rate when they're importing their figures.
Mm-hmm.
Because before they were considered dolls. Dolls have a higher tax rate. So when they come up with the term action figure, they got a lower tax rate.
Smart move.
So that's probably why NECA lists their figures as disposable goods. It's for tax purposes, import tariffs. It's like, they know they're selling junk because they list as disposable goods. It's like, good. Are you just talking nonsense just to get views on your channel? Yes, you are.
That's a ridiculously long peg on that leg right there for Groon.
Yeah, it's a standard Motu style peg. I pulled it out. I tried those because I tried it out mainly because
oh wow,
super loose hips. I tried it on another Motu body. Like I had like a fodder bin, like Motu fodder stuff.
Yeah,
and it fit perfectly. So I may end up swapping parts over to another Motu body.
I think Toy Bro was saying the same thing, if I'm not mistaken, because I saw his review a couple months back. I think he had the same issue with the legs were just floppy all over the place.
Yeah. Mumraw actually was pretty good. My friend's Comic Book Pro, he's a big Thundercats fan too. And
yeah.
He said his was real floppy, but mine's a little bit loose, not bad. But here's something disturbing.
Well, I know a lot of people. What the hell?
His waist piece is the same color as his body, so it looks like he's nude. So why didn't they paint it, make it black?
It's almost as bad as that one Ming from the Flash Gordon series they did. Looks like he's all flesh tone.
Yeah.
Because I actually saw one of those at Target the other day, and I was half tempted to pick it up just as a novelty item. Who knows, maybe it'll go up in price. But then I was like, nah, I don't want the naked guy sitting on my shelf anywhere.
I don't know if that's on camera, but what in the world? Is that part of this design? I guess it is. Looks like these spikes are not pegged in all the way, but no, that's just the way it's designed. It's on both sides.
Huh.
I figured they would be the same on both. It looks just like the peg didn't get pushed all the way in, but it's designed.
Right.
The wrist pegs are loose, though, on this one. This side's fine. The other side's loose. You know what that means? O-rings.
Have you ever tried using any of that Future floor polish? I know they don't make it anymore for like tightening up the joints. I know that was a big thing for a while in the collector community.
That's right here.
Fix it.
Fix loose joints, extra figures.
Oh, shit. Is that out of the UK?
I'm not sure.
Because I know there was a couple of products like that were guy came up with it out of the UK and was selling it, but had his own little store online, but it was always sold out.
Yeah, the guy was talking about the same channel was talking about breaking figures, hadn't bought a Nikon figure in 3 years. Like, I'm sure he hasn't.
Yeah, they haven't.
And I made mentions like, well, all you have to do is, if your joints are tight, just hit them with some heat and right here, throw a little bit of this on it.
Huh.
Well, this is like a gear oil for like RC cars.
Yeah.
Like safe. You got tight joints and throw some heat on it, just work it loose, or even pop it out completely and put a drop of that in there. You're fine. Take 5 minutes, work your figures. You don't have to break them. It's like, well, that's too much work to do. If you don't want to spend 5 minutes to make sure your figures don't break and articulate.
I don't know how many reviews I've seen where people are just bending joints and it's just the leg snaps off or the arm snaps off.
Yeah. Well, this joint stuck. It broke. They make just terrible figures.
Even Anthony's Customs did that a few times where he was getting ready to like push something and he's like, you know what, let me just stop right now.
Yeah, that's I haven't done. I've kind of slacked off on reviews a little bit because I like my custom stuff better.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to review some Doctor Strange figures here soon. But I got the Target exclusive Defender Strange and the Multiverse of Madness Strange. I guess I'll do those two together to be like a review and comparison at the same time.
Yeah.
But if I run a figure that I'm doing a review, I will stop in the review and say, I will be right back.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to work this joint and make sure I don't break it.
Yeah, I've seen many reviewers do that. They're like, you know what? Let me just go off camera for a second, I'll be back, and then they'll go and like do the hot water treatment or heat it up with a dryer or a heat gun, and they'll come back. It's like, all right, well, I got to loosen now.
Yeah, I think I know exactly what you're talking about there, Kenny Potter. Yeah, they were making fun of like Nikon's breaking at the first wave, which I have nothing against Faction Force. I understand stuff happens when it's his first run of figures.
Yeah.
You have to take a blow dryer and warm up the figures. And my Action Force Sarge, I did the same thing. I heated up the joints, worked the joints, and I added this stuff here to the joints.
That was on the Kickstarter for the Sergeant Slaughter from Action Force. So I got the first one, and man, those joints were tight. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to heat this thing up. There was no way I'm trying to attempt breaking this thing after I just waited all these months to get it.
Yeah, absolutely. The same people were laughing about having to work on or complain about NECA figures, and it's like doing tutorials like, oh, well, you got to heat your Action Force figures up to do this and this. Oh, the same stuff I said to do. I was like, okay.
Chartimus Prime actually broke the KO Juggernaut.
I heard about that.
Yeah, I was watching his review, and he was like, "Well, I was articulating the leg, and the pin snapped." I think it was the left leg. Yeah, so he was just propping it in there while he was doing his review while it was standing, so it looked like it was in there. But he managed to snap the joint peg that goes from the thigh into the
joint right here.
Yeah, he snapped it in half.
Hold on a second. I got this is assembled over here. Oh. I'm hoping I can get my parts or something other with those Thundercats. So that Mumra is just a beautiful figure.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where are you at? There it is. This piece right here broke on.
Yep. And he does all his reviews out of his garage, and it was a cold day, so I think he had it sitting out there, and it was just cold, and he moved it too far, and it just snapped.
I can tell you what, there's little plastic cups inside here. If it gets too hot, too cold, they get real stiff, and that's what happened.
Yeah, because that's what he said. Because he always does his reviews in the garage, and he was mentioning that it was probably just because it was too cold in there.
I can tell the difference when a big channel does a review. Reviews traffic to my channel stops. When he did his review, the traffic to my Juggernaut KO review,
yeah,
poop, straight down. YouTube algorithm favors the bigger channels.
Yeah.
So I've noticed that with Toy Bro too. Same thing. I got Slythe, really horror Toy Bro. Video was doing great, and as soon as he reviewed, traffic got stopped. I think I got about 3,000 views on it, and once he reviewed it, boop, stopped.
Oh.
Same way with like Juggernaut. It's still my most watched video. I can go with my content.
I probably watched that damn video like 10 times already.
I got 6,500 views on the Juggernaut after, and I had over 6,000 when Chartimus did it, and it just dribble in now. Same with Slythe. Yep, 2,900 views, 2,940. As soon as Toy Bro put his up, the YouTube algorithm quit recommending my video.
Toy Bro put up the KO Juggernaut?
No, he did Slythe.
Oh, okay.
Thundercat Slythe.
Well, guys, it's been about 3.5 hours.
Oh, well, I guess we can call it now. I didn't mean to keep everybody on this long. Well, thanks everybody coming out tonight, and thank you for going through the process of dyeing figures. It was cool.
Oh, not a problem. My pleasure. Hopefully, gave you guys a little bit of insight into what you guys can do, and tweak up your methods a little bit for what you got to do. But pretty much, I hope I gave you guys some good info on it.
Oh yeah, that's what we needed.
I'm glad I was able to finish up another custom on live stream.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm definitely gonna be trying some get some dye, trying some other stuff.
Yeah, you think about that Michael's, Hobby Lobby. I think select Targets pick it up, but your best bet's Michael's or Hobby Lobby.
I actually bought mine at Walmart, believe it or not.
That's not surprising. I'm pretty sure they have them at Walmart here.
Yeah. So yeah, and we all got an idea. We want to make an X-Force Archangel now, so there we
Oh
go.
yeah, I think I'm totally gonna jump in on that too.
Oh, for sure.
Because I'm not paying that, $200 just for one figure, $250 or whatever, and they want 500 for the box set, and the box set's not that great.
Yeah,
Well,
the
it's-
box is something.
I don't think the KOs would take dye well with the hard plastic. I don't know.
Well, you know what? I might give it a whack. Let me see.
Yeah.
Because I think I might have a couple extra KOs because I ordered a couple KOs back in the day, Wolverines and stuff. I think I may have some extra pieces from them, so I can try dyeing those, see how they fare.
Mm-hmm. I need to get another. I need to get this one back together. So I'm gonna use one of these juggernauts for. We'll do like a Exiles team from Ultra Force when Marvel crossed over with them, and Juggernaut was on the Exiles.
Oh, okay.
So I need to get this one back together. Actually, we got one of the heads. Again with all the Hulk heads I've been painting. I shaved down the big bruise on his cheek. And remove the bruising paint.
Yeah.
And I'm going to repaint the eyes so so it's not a beat up head. Also, too, I put some O-rings in it to raise the head up because I thought it set too low.
Right.
So it's going to sit up higher.
I got that head sculpt from the unmasked Marvel Select Juggernaut. I brought a copy on eBay years ago, but it's too big for those bodies.
Oh yeah, I actually I was digging through some parts yesterday, and I had that head pop up.
So I bought it because I got the Select Juggernaut, on my shelf, but I don't want to pop that head off and use it. I was like, oh, maybe I can find a body that's big enough and I can slap it on there, but it's just a little bit too big. I'd probably have to do a shrink mold in order to get it to fit right.
That shrink method from Craftman
Yep.
works great.
Yeah, I gotta try the shrink one, and then I gotta try the enlarging one because I gotta enlarge that Nick Fury head from the original Nick Fury figure from the 2-pack. It's just with that sneer, I want to put a cigar in his mouth and put it on the newer body.
I didn't have a lot of good luck with the growing one because it's probably just my mold I use. It's like the molds I use to. I'm sure it's got to be a perfect uniform mold,
Right.
Because it's going to grow and shrink at different levels of thickness of the silicone.
Right. I'll probably have to have my girlfriend take a look at it because she does molds all the time for her dice.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So I have to check in with her and be like, well, here's a shrink method because she saw the Craftsman thing on shrinking and expanding molds, and she was interested in doing it. So maybe I'll let her be the tester, see if she to shrink or expand a mold, and then that way she can teach me the process.
There you go.
I ordered the exact silicone that he used to make sure it worked properly.
Right.
There's a certain type of smooth-on silicone.
Yeah.
I tried it with another brand of silicone, and it just did not work. This silicone didn't react well with the mineral spirits.
Right.
It needs to be that smooth-on.
Yeah, and it's pretty much the brand that she used for before, but now since she has to make sure her dice are perfectly weighted, that she has to use a special kind of formula resin now for it.
Modesto. Now, what are the best plastics? Did you say the soft plastics?
The what?
The soft plastics are the best ones to dye.
Oh yeah, they take the dye really well.
Okay.
The soft plastics take it. The harder plastics, like the crotch pieces, the ab crunch area, and the chest area and the back, those are the harder plastics. So those aren't going to always dye as good. But as you saw in that Morph figure, it's also dependent on the color. Because everything on that Morph figure came out black.
All right. Have you tried scuffing up the harder plastics to see if they'll take?
No, don't scuff.
I tried scuffing up the harder plastic, but then the finish isn't as good, and it seems like every time you touch it, there's rub off.
What if you put a seal on it?
It might work if you put a seal, but you probably want to use like a matte seal so it doesn't, take away from the rest of the figure depending on how you're painting it or whatnot. But when I'm saying it comes off, it's not like it's gonna come off like and then you see the color underneath. It's gonna consistently come off like it's like almost like putting your finger on a piece of charcoal where you're gonna get a little residue.
And I wonder if you wash it if that'll happen.
Not sure.
I think you know what it is though. You don't want to break the mold of the plastic because it goes into the material. So
Yeah.
you kind of like if you're scuffing it, you're like opening it up. So almost like I guess the plastic will bleed. You if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I mean, with the plastic itself, it's already going to take on the dye, and it's going to retain it. But if you scuff it up, you're kind of taking away the structural integrity of the layer on top.
That's exactly why I wouldn't scuff it if I was going to do it.
I'll tell you what, I'll do some mad scientist work and see what I can find out.
Yeah, I mean, because if you got some extra pieces laying around that you don't you don't care about, just go ahead and scuff it up, throw it in there, and then see what you can get out of it. Because I did that with one piece, and then I was not happy with the result.
Yeah,
I got
you know what it is though? You can always just paint over the parts that don't come out fully black. That way,
Right.
You can
Hulk
match
smash.
up.
I'm trying to be lazy, bro.
Well, that's what we talk about airbrushing too. It's like want to be lazy, we can start airbrushing.
True.
Because that way you can coat more layers, and you don't got to sit there with the tedious process using that brush. You can just shoot it, let it set, and then shoot it again, let it set.
But it bounces out with the cleanup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find myself
cleaning the brushes up.
Yeah, definitely cleaning as a pain in the butt.
Yeah, you kind of when you dipped out, you kind of missed. Hulk Smash wants to take that original Archangel, not the new deluxe box set, but that original one, and turn it into an X-Force with dyeing.
Are you gonna show it Hulk Smash?
Of course, you know what we're saying. You know how the painted parts stay a different color, right?
I think you're getting called out. You need to do it on camera.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I show my mug occasionally.
No, but what we're trying to say with that is, if you were to dye that Archangel, the parts that are basically painted on will remain a different color from the black.
And just go over it.
Silver, and it's almost like a stencil.
Yep.
You already have, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I know I'm about to try to make a real cheap Nemesis Prime.
Yep. Because even with that torso for the Silver Samurai, the red sunburst thing that's on there, it's still visible.
Yeah.
So let me see. I think I got it right here. Let me take a look.
Well, I know that they said that Hasbro in the factory they use that God dang it, it's like a solvent based paint.
Yeah, there you can still see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff bites
so
into
you can
the
still see
plastic.
the pattern of the sunburst. So it didn't paint it. So there's your stencil right there. You can go right over it with paint.
No, nice.
You can even take some with a pattern like that too. You can take that Tamiya masking tape.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. And keep your lines nice and tight on there.
Yep.
So yeah, that's the advantage. That's why I'm thinking that it'll work, because since it's a pretty bright and metallic purple, so I think it'll still hold its pattern and its shape on there once you dye it, so that way you don't have to worry about trying to freehand it.
Oh,
yeah, I'm just knowing how immaculate this man's living room looks.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, there's just stuff everywhere. This is all X-Men books. 3 or 4 more boxes in there, and then just some figures up there. Huh?
It looks like a fun collection.
That's all the new stuff that I'm doing. I've got the whole Krakoa Island thing and the X of Swords and everything else I'm on right now.
Man, so a question, since you're reading all that, is Honey Badger back yet?
No, and we were actually talking about that earlier. You missed it as well. I'm trying to do a Honey Badger custom.
Who are you using?
I want to use a Sprite body, but I'm gonna have to shave down all those perforated details in the body.
Okay. I was gonna say, because I used or I'm using one of the Steph Cuckoo's.
Okay.
I appreciate that kitty butter. King Potter said he likes to watch my reviews because I tell it how it is, and a lot of people don't.
Why? Because you don't get
Oh, yeah, you do.
Hey, what?
because you don't figure, so you don't have to kiss ass.
Yeah, so which may end up doing a review of my Super 7 figures, even though they're messed up. Like, hey, you give me 2 left legs on Mum-Ra, assholes.
Yeah.
It's okay, man.
Remember that Winter Soldier custom I did, or the Kit Bash / custom?
Mm-hmm.
So I did a shield for him. So I had to sculpt it on epoxy sculpt. So I dyed the shield black, and it came out perfectly black. But trying to get the paint on there, so I had to rescuff it all down. I got to reshoot it again with some. I'm using just some black spray paint, and then I'm gonna paint the star red and add that onto his accessories.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
Hey, have y'all had any paint rub problems with I think I used Rust-Oleum.
Boo,
I
Rust-Oleum.
tried Rust-Oleum as a primer.
I haven't had any luck with Rust-Oleum ever even like curing properly on figures.
Yeah, it's I usually use Krylon.
Okay.
No, that's not it. Oh, never mind. It is Rust-Oleum. I don't know this stuff. I gotta find another primer because for some reason when I was trying to shoot the shield, it kept running off of it. It wouldn't even stick to it.
Yeah, that's the problem in having Rust-Oleum as
They
well.
make a good primer.
Who does?
Mr. Hawk.
Okay, yeah, because like this Rust-Oleum, it just like some pieces it primes fine, and no matter how much shaving and how much scuffing I do on it, it just will not. It'll just like run right off. It's like sheets off of it.
Get
I've
Mr.
had-
Hobby. They got white primer and gray primer, and they got different fine, like 1,000, 1,200 for like fine details.
Yeah.
So you don't lose any details when you're priming.
Oh,
Like Rust-Oleum and other primers like that, that's so thick you can lose like some of your details when you're priming.
yeah.
Hobby Lobby carries this stuff, like the primers.
Yeah, I got a Hobby Lobby not too far from me. I'll have to swing through there and get some because I've been having so many issues with that primer. I just gave up, and I mean, I hit that damn shield. I don't know, 10 times. 10 times easy.
I'm sorry. That may interrupt. You were saying?
Oh no, just saying I hit that shield like 10 times with that primer and it just kept sheeting off, so I gave up and just left it for what it was. I mean, it was still some base spots, but since I went over it with another paint, it was fine.
Well, that's what I was having an issue with the first night. Last Sunday, I was working on the Abomination. I started to paint the head, and the paint was just the head was acting like it was hydrophobic. It's just like wanting to bowl up. Like, not stick to the head. I hit it with the Mr. Hobby primer. That's fine.
All right, boys. I'm gonna call it a night.
I think we do the same. We're running up on 4 hours.
Hey, time flies when you're having fun, right?
Glad
Yes,
I got to come back in for a minute.
I appreciate everybody coming out to hang out.
Oh,
Hey
but
man, it's always a pleasure, bro.
This is fun. And even though the Gobi Customs thought I was like, forgot about them.
Y'all could pick on me.
I want to aggravate you about that for at least a month.
That's fine. I'll allow it.
All right, brothers. You all have a good night. Let me hit the outro and let's do. Do that before we go, and y'all have a good one.
Hey, you too,
right.
man.